What's up, Epic 7? Before the stream starts today, I want to give a special shout out to my sponsor, Huawei AppGallery. Huawei AppGallery is an app store platform which includes games, social media, and pretty much any app you could want across 18 different categories. But what's most important to us is they offer insane savings off your in-app purchases through events, coupons, and discounts. Huawei AppGallery has saved me tons of money across the games that I play, and I know they can do the same for you. Check out the link in the description of this VOD for information on how to start saving with Huawei AppGallery today. What's up, guys? Woo, we're almost there. We've only got like 15 minutes. Get your Guild Wars done. Have you finished Advent? Because it's going away. You got your Trial of Constellations wrapped up for the month. Have you finished your Auto Tower? Are you done pulling your Biblis? Guys, lots of stuff's ending, and you only got a few more minutes. So little to do, so much time. Flip that. Flip that. Done with Guild Wars? Of course I'm done with Guild Wars. Beardy's in my guild. There's no way he'd let me forget about Guild Wars. Let's see, I need to this up. There we go. You have a question about salami? It's good with bologna. What's your question, Faded? Missing out on getting ML Aria on the discounted summons? That's okay. That's okay. Look at it this way. You're gonna get salami. I'm so close to curing Grim Force for the first time on normal. Kick ass, man. I kinda slept a little bit, but I am doing hard, so that's rough. Hey Tristen, when's the next anniversary character? Anniversary is August 30th, so the new anniversary character will probably be revealed sometime late July, because they usually make the entire month of August all about anniversary. How do I stay in game during maintenance? Ancient streamer secret. If I tell you, I have to kill you. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. As long as you don't ping the server doesn't know you're still in the game. Don't do something that pings the server. Evening. I finished the Biblis banner to see if I could MLB her artifact, but I ended up with a plus 24 and a spare. Is it worth bottling or hold off till I actually need it? Plus 24 and a plus 15. Be happy with that. Plus 24 and a plus 15. No reason to go further. Eventually, if it proves to be broken as hell, then you can throw some slates in or bottles into it, but you can also wait until they do a rerun and her banner is available again, and then just get it that way. One for you. So if I get salami, can I get the new unit as free to play? You're talking about Estelle? You're talking about Snoo Snoo? Snoo Snoo comes from regular Covenant bookmarks. She doesn't come from Mystics. So yeah, you can definitely get Estelle. Is salami going to be good with Estelle? I can't think of just because of her ability to copy, I can't think of anybody salami wouldn't be good with. You got 110 gear score neck? Great googly moogly. My highest is 108. That's insane. This carrot event is kind of good. How you going to hurt me today? God damn, that is a really, really nice helmet. Congrats, man. Mine rolled like freaking crap. No, I mean, if I get salami, can I get the anniversary ML5 as free to play? You'll probably have to be a little bit lucky. You basically can get, on average, if you go to pity, you can get every third. Like, get one, miss two, get one, miss two. And that's if you go to pity every single time. You know, so assuming you don't get lucky, that means you get salami tomorrow, you miss June, you miss July, you get August. Theoretically, yes, you should be good, free to play, because the August 6th ML5 is probably the anniversary one. Probably. or you could just be lucky. But that's assuming you're in a good guild, you do your guild wars, you get all your mystics, you refresh the shop with your sky stones, you do all of the right free-to-play things. You've got to play active. Do I care about her being there? Do I care about her being there? Do I just kill this team because it's got freaking Renak on it, and Renak absolutely gets murder stomped by Moon Bunny? Hey, thanks much, buddy. Much love to Brazil. You guys are awesome. Sorry, Faded. What was your question about Salami? Let's see. Do we know if the clone state that in the clone state that if you have Politis and Selene, if she dies in the clone state, does she die or does she go back as Salami? Huh? Do we know if in the clone state, say that you have Politis and Selene, if she dies in the clone state, does she die or does she go back to Salami? Okay, so we don't know for sure, but on death, I think that would be considered the end of her turn, and she would come back as Salami, not as the unit she was. I don't think there's going to be any way for you to cheat into her being the unit outside of her active turn, if that's what you're asking. Hey guys, we have some special guests for the podcast tonight. You know them, you love them. Doomsucker and Bhakti, the Etheria boys. They're right here in the chat with me right now. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Let me kick your volume up a notch or 7 here. Crappy sound check. Okay, I don't know, guys. Tell me all about your favorite unit, and chat can let me know if your volume needs to go up or down. You go first, Doom.
My favorite unit is Bystander Hua, I think, so far. I think that's my favorite design, and I think your kit's pretty fun, so.
Bystander Hua is pretty heckin' awesome. What do you think, guys? They're saying up. What is it about Bystander Hua Young that does it for you? Is it the hot topic look, or is it the fact that she has a cat? What's doing it for you?
It might be a little bit of everything, you know. I think her kit's really cool though. I just like the single target nuke into extinction.
Nice.
Pretty fun.
What about you, Bach? Who's your favorite?
Well, for me at the moment, I think it's probably Zeo. Being that I want
Zeo.
to cleave. Yeah, I want to cleave, but I'm far too slow to do it. So he enables me to let me do it, even with my pretty scuffed gear. But yeah, he's a pretty fun unit.
Hell yeah.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite? Let me show you my lobby and see if you can figure it out. It's going to be tough, though. It's going to be really tough to figure it out based on my lobby alone. But you guys seem like pretty sharp guys, so maybe you might. I don't know. What do you think, Chad? Think you'll be able to figure it out? Hang on. Let me finish obliterating this freaking Ross. Who's going? Easy. Die! Holy crap. World's tankiest Ross. Poof. To be fair, he had Renak on his defense, and Renak on defense, if you've got Moon Bunny, if you got this team in general, it's just one of the easiest things in the world. Even this team would probably die because Renak is poison to defenses, in my opinion, if you got the right units. So can you guess?
It might be Sermia. It's kind of hard to tell.
It is tough to tell, isn't it? Look, redheads hurt me.
Oh, I see. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. My wife is a redheaded Irish Scorpio. I'm lucky to be alive. How long till maintenance? 8 minutes. Maybe 7.
I seen the maintenance notification was 6 hours. Does it always run that long, or does it normally?
Nah, usually it's over in like 4.5 to 5. Sometimes they will go right up against 6. When that happens, they usually give compensation for it. This one's going to be kind of interesting, though. With her damage mitigation, this one might beat me. Are the first 30 multi-summons discounted on the Salami banner? Yes, Salame's first 30 will be slightly discounted. It ain't gonna be like the 40% off we just had, but they will be discounted. Just like they were for Nodos. They did that to kind of reduce the overall burden of Mystic Summons.
Are you looking forward to testing her?
I am. She looks like so much fun. I'm very curious if the AI is going to have her use her S2 first and clone something, or if it's going to have her use her S3 first and defense break and wait until she goes around the horn to clone something. If it uses her S2 first and clones right off the gate, there is so much potential for PvE with hunts being able to like clone a nuclear unit. Like imagine her and strays, just her and strays, and that's it. And Salome clones strays, and next thing you go, you just do two strays S3s. Not a lot of things that could survive that. I think I'm very dead here, by the way. But if it S3s first, you're gonna have to speed her up and tune her in so that she'll. I mean, even then, right? She S3s, maybe she defense breaks, goes around the horn, and holy crap, and everything didn't die. I am in.
Yeah, I'm curious how they'll do her AI targeting for the S2. Like, will it just target like highest attack? Will it prioritize like DPS? I'm curious how they do the targeting for that, like on auto.
No. Okay, good. Yeah. That's the other thing too, right? Is what is its freaking 79 health Biblis, 27,000 HP. What is wrong with you people? Y'all not right.
Looks like an easy win for you though.
Yeah. They killed my Hua Young, and I'm not too pleased about it. I'd say she'll go by CR. We don't know. Yeah, he Katie. Yeah, it's Hecate. When they announced her, they called her Hecate from Tartarus. So we've been calling her Hecate from Tartar Sauce since she came out. But I thoroughly wait. Is there anything? How much time we have left? 5 minutes. Is there anything else I need to? Oh shit, guys! I bet some of you in chat haven't done this. Make sure you go visit the rat every single day. Farch number 3 is my fastest route to the rat. Hoochie has got some deals for you. You have no right to complain about being starved for charms if you aren't visiting the rat merchant every day.
I may have been forgetting to do that. So
I may have forgotten every single day this week except for right now. And for those of you here who are new, remember, only purchased items will refresh, which is a lie. Hoochie's a liar. He's a dirty liar, and it's said this since the launch of the game, and it's not true. Everything refreshes. Whether or not you purchase it or not, everything refreshes daily. Stupid lying rat. Like when he tells you these things are a great deal. Well, let me see. Is there anything else? Oh, shit. Okay. I might have jinxed myself by saying the word rat several times there, but surely it's not going to happen, right? We're not going to see the rat.
What would be wrong with
Please. Okay, it's a thief. It's not the rat. We're in good shape. Whew. Hello, Corinne. Why not the rat? Because you can go into your hero journal, by the way, if you ever want to check this out and look up the unit you're trying to find, right? And here she is. And it doesn't say it anywhere in the game. There's no tooltip about it. But you see that little drop-down arrow under her name? If you click on it, it'll show you how many times you've summoned the unit. Oh. I've got a freaking infestation over here. Rats and bikers.
I mean, maybe you want to make it like a even 20 though.
Right. Valky's actually pulled her 18 times. I didn't think anybody had more rats than me, but yeah, I've pulled so many damn rats that I've got I got her at triple S, and then I got Urban Shadow Shoe at triple S.
I mean,
and then I got a whole second Urban Shadow Shoe at triple S. So no more. I'm good. We're good. I've even got like 5 or 6 in the waiting room waiting for another version of Rat to come out.
What if you got another Urban Shadow Shoe?
She would be in the waiting room waiting for whatever new shoe came out.
Oh, you don't.
I can't. Shoe's my daughter's favorite character, so I can't not like her. Whenever I was using her heavily in RTA matches, whenever she'd use her S3, she'd in the background go Gyrat gun. So yeah, kind of love it. Heckin' adorable.
What's like your go-to playstyle in RTA?
Cleave aggro, yeah. I started out as standard. I drifted into control, and I loved control. Control's where my heart is, because nothing's more fun than just making the opponent think they have a chance and watching the life drain from their eyes as they realize they're never going to get to actually push a button. But holy crap, Higa! Thank you for the raid, brother man. Welcome. Hope you had a hell of a stream. But then, control just became incredibly difficult to do, and a meta called the Golden Boys came out, and I bloody freaking hated it, but it forced me to learn to play standard and tank down, and I'm good at it, good, with air quotes around good, but it's, I didn't enjoy it. That's more Sue's thing. Sue loves the give and take, right? The you played that. Well, how about this? Oh, you think you're winning now? Well, you've activated my trap card. He loves that shit. Me, I make impulsive decisions. I push buttons when I shouldn't. I stare at the timer and just freeze, watching the last 10 seconds go away, and then it randomly picks my freaking Angara. I'm not good under pressure like that. He thrives in it. I can do it, but I'm not thrilled by it. And then I started hanging out with Valky, watching him stream, and Valky introduced me to aggro, and I was like, holy shit, man, this is my jam. So I hung out in Valky's streams for like 6-7 months, just basically mirrored his units into my units, and then started tweaking them into my own, and the rest was history. And then one day I saw Higa cleave people with Ran, and my nipples were so hard you could have cut glass with them, so I cleaved all last season, and it was great. People say cleavers are awful and terrible people, and I'm like, leave cleavers alone. Cleavers are people. They're horrible, awful people who don't get invited to parties, but they're still people. So yeah.
I mean, Zoom's a cleaver, so
that's
hell yeah,
that's true.
Nobody respects your time better than cleavers, right, dude?
I'm the only cleaver in the group from ER.
I tell you, right? I mean, what's worse? Somebody who holds you hostage, gives you the illusion of success, and then eventually just kills you off, or the person who just says, "Look, I'm either going to die fast or win fast, and then you can go and do whatever you want with the rest of your day." But I'm not going to be harsh on your time. I think cleavers are the real heroes of this game.
I don't want to.
I said that with a straight face.
I don't want to sit in the 10-minute game. I said.
Hell yeah.
That felt targeted, Tristen. Like I've been out here with my Ruel and my Celine just like infinitely reviving until I win.
If you hey Sue,
not the Ruel rope, man.
Welcome to brother man. Hey Cisco, thanks for the resub, buddy. Stu will be joining us any second now. He just jumps in without permission. We got a few minutes to talk about him before he shows up.
Talking about me. I'm kidding. What's going on, guys?
Hey Sue.
How's it going?
My stream segment went a little bit long.
Just a little bit. I'm playing a Nikke song to a new Nikke cover in honor of your return. Here you go. Let me turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, let me fix my face cam, my virtual camera for you guys. We're getting I couldn't figure out what I wanted as the background this time, so I figured since we have Ethereal Restart people on here today, that I would go with my favorite Ethereal Restart character in the background. Nice. Even though I'm sure she's terrible now.
Let me pop you out here. This should immediately, if I got this done right, you should immediately show up. Hell yeah!
I played during launch. Rosa was my favorite, largely because you guys don't know much about me, but I'm a big voice actor aficionado, and Tanaka Rie is her VA, who's probably like one of my favorites ever. So
nice. There was actually still one cleaver who was using her for like 3 or 4 seasons, but he was like one of the fastest people in the game and the only person that could make it work.
So Rosa was the first time I got Mythic, was Rosa cleaving. So
yeah. I mean that's what I did. I was a Rosa cleaver when I actually played the game, and which will probably surprise some of the Epic 7 people in the audience who didn't watch me play Etheria, because I am known primarily to be like a tank down player, right?
We were just talking dirty about your kind.
Yeah, I play very, very slow and steady, right? I prefer the slower strategic gameplay, which I've been told is kind of how Etheria functions anymore lately. But yeah, no, I'm not usually known for being a cleaver, but I was like, for her, I'll make it work. All right, so what did we get to? What were you guys getting up to?
Well, Sue, I want you to introduce our guests and glaze them up a little bit while I get people's cams all set up. Bak, if you wanted to share a cam or if you wanted to go camless, either's fine. Just let me know.
I thought I had my camera on. Not bad.
Yeah. Actually, I get it. You want me to stall for time? It's great, but I'm actually not, familiar with our guests too much as well. This is my first time actually interacting with them. I did see that Bak was streaming the Etheria /E7 tier list lately, and I think that was like super interesting. I was actually talking with Valkyrie. That's like the most interesting piece of E7 content that's come out in like years, honestly. It's frankly like super interesting to see high-level players from a similar game dissect our game and like give their takes and opinions on it. Like, I thought that was super awesome. People in my Discord will vouch for it. We put it up all the time, and we were just watching you guys go through it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, some of the stuff, like I heard you guys didn't really want any like help or feedback on it, but it was like, huh, that's how they perceive Bossarunka. Or it's like, oh yeah, I'm glad that they realized Genesis Ross is bullshit.
The notorious C-tier unit, Bossarunka. That's
yeah.
I mean, what do you mean? The tier list was 100% correct. What can you say?
Yeah, one of the other takes you guys had that I thought was actually like really funny is you're like, don't you guys like actually care about building crit? Because you were looking at all the characters that are guaranteed to crit in our game. And I was like, well, yeah, that is bullshit also. Like, I agree. Like, one of the characters we'll talk about today on the podcast is Stell, who's coming out. Is a guaranteed crit character. And I can already tell that the reason for it is because they learned with Ilanav that your tanks need to do more than just kind of sit there and mit damage. They actually have to be proactive. And the only way for you to do that is to build crit, but then you don't have tank stats. So they're just like, you could just have it for free. Because, like,
I think. Oh, sorry, on you go.
No, you're good.
I was just saying that was one of the things that I found the most kind of different coming from ER and playing E7. Like, all the tanks in ER do tons of damage. Like, the one-shot cleavers.
Yeah. I forget his name. I'm like blanking on. He's the angel with the spear. He scales off of like defense, and his counter rate scales off of defense. He was just he was just absurdly tanky when the game came out. I was like, oh, he seems like a great bruiser. You just build him full tank, and it's like, oh, if you don't one tap him, he just counters and kills the cleaver. This guy's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of the ER roster, if you don't instantly kill them, they will explode your team if you're a cleaver.
Yeah, and so, Estelle, who we'll talk about a little bit later, I won't have to get into the nitty gritty. I was like, that's refreshing to have a tank that does that in this game, because for years I used to always tell people, like, they would get mad at me for playing tank down, like, oh my god, you're playing Crimson Armin, like, it's so lame, it's so boring. It's like, well, yeah, but like, that's literally the tool that I need in order to win here. Yes, I agree, it's boring. I don't want to play Crimson Armin. I've chosen.
Yes, you do.
No. Like, no, I famously don't play Carmen. I'll play like almost any other tank over Crimson Armin. But like sometimes,
but she's super cute.
Yeah, no, but like I don't play her on ladder, but like in tournament I would play her because it's like, yeah, unfortunately this is what you need to win, even if it's boring. But E7's always had that problem with tanks. Like Crow was at the start one of the best tanks in the game, but he's super boring until you finally get to Siegfried and then he becomes good. Like only recently we've been seeing it with Soul Weavers, right? Like if you look at old school Soul Weaver design like Destina, it's very very passive, very much, oh, I heal you when you're missing HP and I cleanse you when you have debuffs and I don't really do anything. But like you look at modern Soul Weaver design and it's like so much more proactive. It's so much more interesting. It makes for better gameplay. Like we've reached that point in the game where stuff needs to be more proactive, which in turn makes it more fun.
No, I'd agree. I didn't ask who's your favorite unit.
You're talking about me and E7 or Tristan's?
Yeah. Sorry, I've already asked Tristen.
It's a toss-up between Luna, who's the girl that Tristan puts on her screen, and then Sirmia.
Can you guess why he might like Luna? I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count.
Yeah. So
maybe something to do with her assets.
Yeah. I mean, she was like the character that got me to try the game before it even came out. And then when I found out that she was the only character I couldn't get at launch, it became like a rallying cry amongst myself and a bunch of other people in the queue. Like it got to be like a pretty big deal in the first year of E7. It was like, why is the girl with the massive, assets the only girl that we're not allowed to play? Release the damn character already, because like she was literally limited to only Korea server, so every other region just couldn't get her, and so it made people go like, wait, why is this the one we're not allowed to have? So it became like a huge rallying cry for people to get the character. Also, her lore is pretty interesting, so
yeah, Sue.
But Sirmia is the other character that I really like.
Chat needs to know which Luna though.
All right. I don't know. I personally like Newman Luna's playstyle. I think that Blue Luna, as much as I love that character, I think her playstyle is old and outdated, and I have spent the last 4 years trying to convince Smilegate to rework her so that she's interesting and fun.
Agreed.
So like now it's like, this is what I'm talking about, modern design. Like New Moon Luna is very proactive, but also can be very reactive. And whereas like Blue Luna is like, I throw the spear. Did the spear kill? No? Okay, I don't do anything.
What would you change about her if you could change her?
Well, so Blue Luna, her kit is primarily RNG, right? Like, so it's kind of like your S3 is your kill button, and when it's down, you can't do anything. And then you have this like dice roll mechanic to see if you can actually get it up in a timely fashion. And that's just bad design for a PvP game that's meant to be competitive.
Oh, yeah, I remember that character.
So it's like, and then you just have a passive that basically doesn't do anything. So it's like, I'm all in on this S3, and if it doesn't kill, that's it. So like the S3 needs to have more utility. The S1 needs to not just be a random dice roll. It should actually do something proactive. And then at this point, characters do so much with passives. Like, just give us a passive, do something, anything interesting. Like I'm open for anything on the character. I just wish she just wasn't so one note. She's like so like tragically boring to play anymore.
So I got to correct a quick misconception in chat. Somebody said that they prefer Dragon Luna, and they're both Dragon Luna. They're both simultaneously Dragon Luna and not Dragon Luna. Luna is only half dragon. One of her parents was human.
Yup, she's the only dragon that can't turn into a full dragon in the game.
That's right. She can only turn into half a dragon. Let's go.
God damn it. Oh my god. Tristan has all
thank you for setting that up, Sue.
No,
you're welcome.
And I know some of the copy pastas. I may or may not have read one that has haunted me since.
Was it the Landy one?
Was
is it the Landy one? Tristan's famous for the Landy one.
It was the feet one.
Landy. Now what can I? Oh yeah. So they were doing their tier list, and I gave them the Landy copy pasta, and they read it and thought that was great. And then they got to Rylet, and I gave them the Remnant Violet copy pasta, and I thought that was great. And they read it out loud. And then they got to Spectre Tenebria, and I dropped that copy pasta. Like, oh, another copy pasta. Let's see it. And they kind of argued over who got to read it out loud, and then. Was it you, Baka? I think it was you.
It was me.
Yeah. You got like halfway through it and started to have serious regrets.
All right, well, you guys are okay in my book, because anybody who's disgusted by Tenebria's feet is a stand-up individual, in my opinion. I hate that character with a passion. Feet are
I thought I got that command done. I guess I didn't get the command up. Oh my god. Yeah. That's why I'm surprised that this isn't Sue's new favorite character, because he's no toes.
Yeah, so stop. I hate you. But so, like we spent a lot of time on Luna, but you didn't show Sirmia. Sirmia is my other favorite. We love Sirmia.
Sirmia is the bomb. I feel much about Sirmia like you do about base Luna. Because God, what a cool character. I think her lore, even though there's not a lot of it, what we have is great. Her she's this drunk girl that relies on her younger sister to bail her out of trouble because she's constantly gambling, and then she falls in with a cult. It's so fucking amazing, her story, and we got so little of it, and I really want to see Chaos Sex Sirmia and more story behind that. But
she's
dripping
Chaos Incarnate.
Yeah. Dripping with lore Sirmia and dripping with no panties Sirmia is amazing, and freaking I normally bitch about just the white dress look on the ML skins, but never with this one, man. I love Toga Sirmia.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys are anime fans, but I'm like an anime boomer. I've been watching it since I was like 4. I've been watching that stuff since I was like 5 years old. And there's an old show from the 90s called The Slayers, which you may have come across the main character, Lena Inverse. She also is a character in Dota. But Sirmia is quite literally Lena Inverse. So I have a strong affinity for that character for that reason.
I've not seen it, though. I'll need to add it to the list. I've never even heard of it.
I've never heard of it either. I've watched a lot of anime, but I haven't watched so many older anime.
It's like Konosuba before we had Konosuba. I mean, animation-wise, it's aged terribly. So just give it a chance. I'm letting you know right now, it does not. It's not exactly flashy. It's kind of hard to look at, but it is legitimately hilarious.
Green Euphine is full-blown dragon. She's Luna's half-sister. Both of her parents are dragon, and that's why she's able to fully transform in-game.
Mm-hmm.
Although she's very, very young in dragon years, and part of her lore is that she forgot how to... She hung out with humans so long she forgot how to turn into a dragon, and it took kind of a pretty catastrophic event for her to remember in one of the side stories.
Chad is asking, who is Sirmia's sister? That's rude. That's Carrot.
Who is Sirmia's sister? The first true furry in the game.
Stop.
She is. She's the only character. She's the only human who dresses up as a Suan. I mean, kind of half furry, I guess. It depends where she falls on the furry spectrum, right? She's wearing a tail. She put on fake ears.
It's a bow in her hair. It's meant to.
Sue gets very upset.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is Sirmia's younger sister, right? Who settles all of Sirmia's gambling debts and bails her out of trouble constantly because Sirmia cannot control her impulses. God love her.
I love both of the Ranka sisters just because Sirmia we already talked about, but I also really like Carrot because Carrot is if I was an E7 character, this would probably be who I'd be because she has a strong affinity for math. She's always very much trying to figure out everything using math, and you probably played Etheria, or you have obviously played Etheria, but I'm assuming when you get into the nitty gritty of it, it's a lot of math to break down builds and stuff.
All these games are like a well-skinned attempt to trick us into doing math.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can you view her in-game description or not? Because it's she weaponizes math as her whole thing. Yeah, that's our reason. Yeah.
That's about as far as I can go.
Yeah, it's her base version that says that she like weaponizes math. Like that's her whole thing. All of her magic is basically on variables and algebra and shit. So I was like, this character is awesome. But yeah, that's about it.
I got one for the ER guys. Tell me what you think about this story, right? This is Clarissa. She's a nun, part of the Order of the Blue Cross. And she is a little bit zealous, if you can't tell from her facial expression. She's even filed her teeth down to points to make herself look more scary, to frighten the infidels into coming to the side of the goddess and believing in the church's message. And she, based on the weapons she's holding, is quite violent in her desire to convert people. So much so that the rest of the church got a little nervous about it. So they went to the mages in Rangar and asked if they could come up with a spell or a potion or some way to calm Clarissa down and have her not be such a violent monstrosity. And instead of curing her chaotic nature, they instead took the money that they invested into this project and instead researched how the phenomenon that even though cats are violent and destructive, that people still love them in spite of their destructive, chaotic tendencies. So to solve everybody's problems, they turned her into a cat. I'm not making this up. This is canon. If you look it up in the Hero Journal, it tells this story. We've never gotten the side story, but it is my most wanted side story ever.
I can't tell if
quite where I was
there or
expecting
not.
it to go.
Peak 2019 Epic 7, guys.
Yep. Okay. So,
Well,
shall we start the docket off proper? I mean, I was going to say, I don't think we actually introduced everybody. We've been rambling for like 10 minutes.
We've been yapping about lore and such. For those of you guys not familiar with the people on camera, we're joined today by Doomsucker and Baka. These are, top-end PvP from Ethereum Restart streamers who have decided to come over here and see how the other half lives. Check out Epic 7 during the New Era event we have going on. They're dipping their toes into it, and we're really happy to have them on stream with us. They've made a big splash with the tier list that they put out, where they segregated how good they think these units are in Epic 7 and how good they think these units would be if they magically showed up in Ethereum Restart in their current form. And it was really engaging, and it was high peak content to see how on target they were and how, with some of the mechanics being different, when they would miss, it was really good time, and I think it's endeared a lot of the community, you guys. So I'm happy to have you here. If you are not following Doom and Bak, click their names in the title, whichever side you're looking on, YouTube or Twitch. Make sure you drop them a sub, give them a follow, and check them out when they go live. Stellar guys and great creators. Welcome to everybody. We're
welcome.
Game is now in maintenance. Nobody can play, so we're just going to yap about what's coming to Epic 7, your experiences in it, the new things that are showing up, like Salami and Snoo Snoo. That's what we're calling her, by the way, Sue. You can't stop it. It's already happened.
That's fair. She's apparently, according to them, she's canonically the tallest girl in the game. I don't know if that's true or not, because like Luna, I think up until this point was the tallest one. So apparently this is she's like an Amazon.
Luna's taller, but to be fair, Luna's a dragon, so yeah. But yeah, she's what, like 6'8", I think.
Yeah, she's ginormous. Yeah, she's you know. Yeah,
so
very, 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 very tall.
So where do you guys want to start out? Do you want to start out talking about Salami, about Snoo Snoo, or just go into the news and update and things that are going to go live tomorrow? I am at your disposal with which direction we go.
Do we want to start with Salami?
I love how just everyone is like, it's Salome, but everyone's like, that's too difficult. She's just lunch meat.
Well, when all I've seen in my chat, every time that somebody mentions her is Salami, it gets a little easy to call her that.
Salami. It's right there.
Exactly.
Salami.
Executor. Yeah, Executor Salome. I actually think that the character's concept for like what she is pretty cool. Because obviously you guys have played the game a little bit. I don't know if you're lore people, you skip it, but it's called Epic 7 because the world ended 6 times previously, and this is the main character, Raz, his 7th time through the world. But we learned recently in the lore that his teammates, which are the heirs, if they die, we knew this from, literally year 1. If an heir dies and they reboot the world, that person is not there. But we learned previously, an heir, the world can end and restart, and the heir cannot die and will actually move over between worlds with all their memories intact. So this character is essentially one of Raz's teammates who harbors a huge grudge for something that happened in the past, because she's been around since like the 2nd or 3rd world.
Yep.
And then is like, yep, I've got a bone to pick with Raz. So I thought that was like a sick concept for a character. I was like, wait, so this is like one of his teammates who has spent like thousands of years harboring a grudge. And it's just like, yeah, you did this horrible, unspeakable thing. And I guess we'll figure out what the heck that is in the story tomorrow.
Yeah, they did promise the story's going to be giga dark, so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, in case you didn't realize, it's called Epic 7 because Ross is terrible at his job.
Yep. Yep. It's like, what's her name from Ethereal Restart, only she fails 6 times instead of, and gets it on.
Hey, Ross only fails 6 times too.
It's so funny. I can't remember the main girl's name in Ethereal Restart because I used to call her Revolutionary Girl Utena because she literally looks exactly like that character, like Utena Tenjo. Which, in case you didn't know, there you go. Main girl in Ethereal Restart with the pink hair is just basically a character from another 90s anime that's a classic that no one watched.
To be fair, to be fair to Ross, for all you like people out there thinking I'm dissing your Orbis Jesus, Ross saves the world hundreds of times. Every time it's a 100-year cycle, Sue. Every time the archdemon shows up, the covenant is that DJ will send Ross. Ross will slay the archdemon, humanity will be saved. And he does this hundreds of times until he steps in it and dies. DJ resets the world, and she wipes everybody's memory of that failure. But they keep their memory of him saving the world hundreds of times prior to that. So as far as the people of Epic 7 know, Ross has saved the world hundreds of times. The covenant is intact. DJ has always sent the heir. But this time the archdemon shows up, starts killing everybody, and Ross stays freaking asleep. And that's why it is such a crisis of faith for everybody in the game. It's why Dark Corvus loses his faith and turns to the Church of Ilrius. It's why people lose their minds. It's why people are really shitty to Ross in the initial stories, because like, the fuck's going on? We had entire races of people genocide themselves to buy time for your ass to wake up. You're 25 years late, and we've been dealing with this shit. So, and that was a sign of DJ's power waning, because creating the world takes a lot of goddess juice, and she was out of power, and
my bad, guys.
Yeah,
I got him.
it was rough.
Lore. He's normally the lore guy.
No,
it's I don't know any of it, so
I'll send you a link to my metal lore video. It's a pretty good time, and it's packed with animation, but it's kind of fun to see where it all comes from. All right, let's check out the salami video for the 5 of you who've been living under a rock and haven't seen this yet.
May all knights be with you, and with our spirits. The time of salvation has come. Seal your soul and await the night. Yes, Executor Salome, I am here.
Salome
Anna
was
Carolina
an unknown rural village in North.
I butchered that name, Sue. Where's she from? Uh-oh. Is it just me, or did... I think Discord froze. Heckin' Discord. Okay, I'm going to reboot Discord, guys. I'll be right back. Alt F. Make sure I'm on Discord for Alt F4. Good old Discord. At least no one's picking their nose, fair. Elbow deep. I can't even get Discord to load right now. Okay, wait. We loaded. Guys, it ain't good. I'm just getting little spinny wheels of death over here. Are you guys Can you guys? Hey, okay.
There we go.
I think we might be back. Good Lord, everything I'm clicking on is doing the little pinwheel of death. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah,
okay.
You're still live, right?
We're still. Yeah, it was just Discord that shit the bed.
Yep, I know. I was gonna say it's just the whole thing just like died.
It was super interesting hearing the lore stuff, though, because I'll be perfectly honest and transparent. When I play these types of games, I just kind of run through the story so that I can get to PvP. That's like my thing.
Yeah.
Because in most of these types of games, whenever I've actually tried to get into the story, I've just kind of found it a bit lackluster, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the story actually sounds really interesting, so I might need to make another account and go back and play it.
Yeah.
The story was so well done, especially the Eulogy for a Saint side story that like everybody kind of wanted it to be turned into an anime initially. It was done very well, and it's real. It peaks in chapter 2. Chapter 3 is pretty good. We don't talk about chapter 4.
I think honestly, like the prequel, like that you start the game with the tutorial at the start, episode 1 and 2, and then like side story Aki and Eulogy for a Saint. I think those are the kind of the highlights. I think 3 is kind of mid. 4 is downright awful. Like I think Etheria's story is like probably as good or better than episode 4. I really hate episode 4. And then episode 5 is like, it's like fine.
It started out so good and then just
yeah.
I think episode 3 was good, but it was definitely inspired by the pop culture of the time, right? Game of Thrones was peaking when it came out. Cyberpunk was peaking when we got to the Bellion part of it. You could tell the developers were like, "Hey, you know what? Let's engage with, the culture of the world right now," which was a good move, but maybe it doesn't stand the test of time as well as the other chapters.
Yeah, so it's basically only like been relatively recently, like I would say since like last December, that they like really have stepped up the writing and actually made me like super excited about it and like get in touch with the lore again. Because like it felt like for the first couple of years, like Tristen said, we were thinking about maybe getting like an anime. They were talking about it because it was well received, and then it just kind of like post COVID just nosedived. It's pretty hard. I feel like in quality.
I think they really. I'm sorry.
I would say I'm the same as Baka. Just usually just got for story. Don't read that. Just play the game.
Yeah, I'm the same as well.
Well, is there any side stories that you would say that one's peak? Go do it.
Eulogy for a Saint.
Eulogy and side story Aki. Like side story Aki is like unbelievably good.
Yeah, oh yeah, the side story Aki is probably the best story we've ever had, and I say that staring Bask right in his skeleton face. But to do Eulogy for a Saint, it costs 900 Sky Stones to unlock it, and I think it's worth it because it's one of the best farms in the game. But if you don't want to do it, just Google or just YouTube it. There's so many walkthroughs of that story if you just want to kind of enjoy it. But the lore of that story is really, really good. It's kind of what riveted me into the game was how good that story was. But yeah, Sue gave me the best quote ever for a summary of episode 4. I'm going to spoil it for you. You guys ready? It's, "My best friend's girlfriend won't sleep with me, so I sacrifice her to an elder god. Also furries and racism." That's episode 4 in a nutshell.
Yep.
And I made it sound infinitely more interesting than it actually is.
I was going to say, that sounds like an interesting anime.
Yeah, right? God, I actually made it sound better than it is.
Sounds like a light novel title.
But yeah, right. But Smilegate, I think, heard us about how we really didn't like episode 4 and how we really didn't like the way episode 5 felt kind of rushed and stuff. And I don't know if they hired a whole new team of writers, but if they did, they need to pay them more to keep them around because the Aki story, the Aki side story was so well done.
Yeah,
Sue was howling at me. He's like, have you read it yet? I was like, no. He's like, you have to watch it because I gotta talk to somebody about it. I'm dying. So, and to hear Sue gush about a story when he plays games like Nikke and Fate, to have him gushing about a story in this game, I knew it had to be good. So, yeah.
Yeah, because like usually I think that's the thing is like Nikke, or not Nikke. Well, obviously Nikke has a really good story, but Epic 7's story has been kind of hit or miss. Like it's not terrible, right? But it's like I'm not gonna tell you it's like it should win any awards or anything.
Yeah, but I'm hoping they keep the trend with the new episode.
The animations that they have are pretty sick. I will say that.
Oh yeah, the art team carries in this game for sure.
Yeah,
it's our double-edged sword, right? It's the reason the game updates so slowly, but it's also the thing that endears us to the game is the level and quality of the artwork.
Yeah.
But Salome, man. So yeah, freaking Kayron got a hold of her and twisted her up, messed with her head, and just a little bit that we got from her in this preview lets us know how dark the story is going to be. But yeah, a dark warrior, a giga freaking tanky, kind of fast dark warrior. So how we build this unit, Sue?
I mean, well, considering the skill you have on your screen here, Salvation is just a clone. Like you just get to be whatever you want on the board with their stats. Speed is the name of the game, just as fast as you could go, so you could get the clone off. And then maybe just enough bulk where you don't just die in one hit if someone happens to outspeed you. Like that seems to be like, the day one strat for the character. Obviously, as time goes on and people get more familiar with it, learn the matchups, it might be a bit different, especially if Salvation is not the end all be all that I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like as an aside for Bach and Doom, I am formerly a competitive card game player who like traveled around the world and competed and stuff. So I come from a card game background, and cloning effects are very common in card games. And the only time that a clone effect is ever like super backbreaking in a game is if there is like a format that is hyper centralized on like 2 or 3 really, really broken units, right? Because if you don't have anything broken to copy right off the rip, that's like game ending, then everything is situational from that point on. So like I've seen a lot of reactions online to Salvation being super, super broken, but I just don't see it, right? Like if Genesis Roz gets copied, right, and you get to Roz them first, then yeah, that's obviously busted. But like if Roz isn't in the game and it's like a bunch of tanks and like supports, maybe you don't care about this skill. So I'm curious to see what you guys think.
I mean, you can have a double Ruel revive with invincibility. That sounds like infinite roping to me.
Man, Bach, you fucking nailed it. I think Ruel is her best freaking friend, right? You clone Ruel, 2 units are gold shielded and can't be harmed, and then Ruel takes a turn and 2 more units. Holy shit, everybody's back to full health, people are back alive. Yeah, I think Ruel is one of her best copies.
Exactly. And then you just put them both on Candlestick and you just do it infinitely so that they can't play the game.
Fuck's too addicted to roping already. Truly a sad sight to see.
Yeah, but Ruel would fall into that category of things that I was saying. Like, if there's like that handful of like absurd units, like Ruel is like top 5 win rate in the game.
Yep.
So,
do you want to give your take to him and then?
Yeah, I think the character is interesting. I've heard a lot of mixed things of either people thinking she's very bad or very broken. It's basically all I've heard about the character. But
yep,
I tend to think she's actually going to be like somewhere in the middle. I think at launch she's actually going to be quite bad, is my guess. And then people are going to figure out certain combos with her and certain ways to fit her into drafts that will probably make her incredibly strong. But like, she's never going to be a 1-2 pick. I think she's always going to be like a 4 or 5 unit that fits really, really strong into certain drafts.
Mm-hmm. I love this man already. This is the most rational, insane take I've heard on this character in like the last like week or two.
Facts. Yeah,
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Like,
yeah, you can really see why they're at the top of their game in Etheria. They understand the core mechanics of how skills interact with each other. and nailed it, right? Why would you pick a unit that copies other units on 1-2 when there's no other units to copy, and your opponent can just start throwing up dud units that progress his game that aren't worth copying, like Nodos, for example, or stealth units.
Exactly.
But late game, yeah, I think she's going to be situationally broken. I think she's going to be one of the more devastating 4 or 5 picks, because somebody drops this unit on in their 4 or 5 pick, and you got to pick that last unit. You got to think of somebody that can either deal with her without being copied by her, or you've got a force ban. So it's going to be kind of nasty. But yeah, you're exactly right. The name of the game for test week is I want to play with the new toy, so I will first pick the new toy, and then they will get their ass handed to them. It's exactly what happened with Monarch Assaria, where everyone's like, well, this unit sucks. Boy, does she need a buff. And then she turned out to be one of the highest win rate units in the game. Once people went, oh, if I don't first pick the anchor unit, suddenly things work out well for me.
Yeah, I will say this, because you guys... are new to this key. I'll be the first one to say the E7 community is notoriously terrible at predicting how good a character actually is.
Yeah, it's the same in Etheria, don't worry.
It's a shame Adept wasn't on, because he famously said that the most broken unit in ER on release was mid. So, and then went on to be permabanned for 2 seasons. So
yeah.
But I think she's going to be... I actually think she'll have a really low win rate at lower ranks, and then the higher you go, the higher win rate will go, just because of the skill expression that she allows.
Exactly.
Let me answer a couple of real quick questions in chat right now. The new Kayron is an ML5. We don't know if he's going to be the June unit, the July unit, or the September unit. Probably the July unit, but we don't know. Snoo Estelle is not limited. She's a standard RGB summon unit. You'll be able to pull her just like Aki. You can put her on the wish list once her banner's over. The next group of limiteds will probably be the summer units and the summer rerun units within the next, I would say, probably 5 to 6 weeks, give or take. But it's all just kind of guesswork on that, and nobody knows about Ludwig. We don't know if he's limited. We don't know if he's free. Like most main characters are free. We don't know if he's an ML5. Nobody knows anything about Ludwig other than that he exists and he's wearing a top hat.
Cool animations, though.
Yeah. Aram and Salome just make infinite. They S3 each other. Aram's skill set says specifically that she is not, you can't reset her skills. So no.
Yeah, they thought of that one.
Yeah. They kind of they did good on this, right? But yeah, this skill is unaffected by cooldown increase or decrease effects. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you guys will have your chance to get Aram relatively soon. She's due for a rerun in like a month or 2.
You also can't copy Salome because it says specifically that she targets heroes except for the caster, and whichever side Salome is on, if you're fighting in regular arena or guild wars and there's a Salome on both sides, they both have the same character ID number. As far as the unit engine is concerned, both of them are the caster, so you can't copy yourself either. For the people thought they could just infinite S2 glitch, they got that covered too.
Yep. And also, even if you were able to reset, like when you reset Salome as a Ram, that resets the Aram clone. When you fall out of Salome, like when you fall out of the Aram clone and become Salome again, you reset the clone. You didn't reset the base version of the character. It says it right there.
Yep.
Right? While in clone state, separate skill cooldowns are applied.
Yep.
And this all say, on you go.
No. Up to you.
I was just going to say that if this character moved across to ER, this skill would be absolutely busted. Because we could codex it in S2 twice before doing anything else.
Does her base already get turned off when she's cloned? The order of operations is always skill then artifact. So what should happen is she takes a turn, right? And if she's wearing a current artifact at the start of her turn, that artifact procs. But if her artifact isn't one that procs, that doesn't specifically say procs at the start of her turn, like Benny Mars Tachi, for example, If it doesn't say it procs the beginning of her turn, it procs the end of her turn. So now she uses her S2. That's the skill. She turns into the target, and she is now that target with that target's artifact. And if that target was wearing an artifact that procs the beginning of the turn, like Venomage or Tachi, it would proc during the turn. Then she would use her skill, and then she would turn back into the base form, and now the artifact that happens at the end of the turn would proc. So say, for example, you are using a Salome on Creation and Destruction, and you copy a unit with Benimaru's Tachi. She starts the turn. There's no artifact proc at the start of her turn. She uses the clone skill. She turns into a unit wearing Tachi. Tachi has the effect that it procs at the beginning of the turn. Tachi procs. She does her skill. She goes back to the base form. Now she's in her form at the end of her turn. Her artifact procs. Chance for Creation and Destruction to go off, and all that is done with that. Cook whatever combination you want, but it's always the artifact, unless it says specifically that the artifact effect happens at the start of the turn, the artifact always procs after the skills in the order of operations. Skills, artifact proc, and then any damage from additional damage procs. I think that's the order. I think additional damage happens after artifact.
Yeah, chat's like looking at all this, saying all the stuff in about the character. Yeah, this is a high skill cap character.
What do you think will be? Oh, sorry.
No, say as you were saying, I think this character will be very strong at high elos. I don't think it'll be very good in low elo.
What do you think will be the best artifact on her?
I think probably
Thorn of the Blue
probably
Ones, I think.
You think Thorn? I think it's going to be Laya's artifact, Sweet Miracle.
So Sweet Miracle gives you the bulk and makes you harder to control, which would mean you basically guarantee the clone. But Thorn gives you the bonus damage and then also gives you the souls at the start of the first turn, which means whatever you copy, you can just soul burn instantaneously for, max value. So it's like with Thorn, you basically are getting a more potent clone, whereas Sweet Miracle is a guaranteed clone.
I think if you're running a very fast Salome, Sue's recommendation definitely. If you're running a relatively slow Salome, maybe you're hiding her behind some tanks and you plan to, clone something down the road for a slower style of fight, then I think that's where you might find artifacts that cleanse debuffs will shine so that she doesn't just get controlled, cloned, or pushed back. Well, pushed back will still happen, but not cloned or not controlled.
Yeah.
One other person said, you know what, though, she can't copy people that are hidden behind Boss Arunca, and that's true. She can't copy stealth units, and she can't copy she can only copy things she can target, and she can't target things behind Boss Arunca. Fun fact, Boss Arunca's effect, Ferocious Stand, is not a unique effect. It's a buff. It's an undispellable buff, and she gets to keep buffs. And this procs at the start of the battle, but also at the end of the turn. So if Boss Arunca is over there, yeah, you can't copy people in the back row, but you can copy Boss Arunca. Immunity or not, you'll copy her with immunity, and then she turns into Boss Salome. As long as she's in the front, she will have Ferocious Stance for a whole last turn because the buffs stick around after she goes back into base form. And now you got a super tanky warrior in the front with Ferocious Stand, and now they can't target your back 40 either. So there's some neat interactions people haven't even started to wrap their brains around yet that are going to be freaking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Ferocious Stand goes away after one turn. I thought it procs at the end of her turn, and then it's there. Boss Arunca doesn't lose it when she takes a turn. She reprocs it at the end of her turn, and it's there until she takes a turn again. So yeah, when Salome gets around the horn and takes a turn again, then it's gone. But for one round, you're Boss Salome. And thanks for that sub there, Radix. I appreciate you, bro. So yeah, she's a real neat unit. There are questions to be answered, of course. We don't know how she interacts with Focus and Fighting Spirit yet. There's some things we got to figure out, but this is the first time this has ever happened in the game, this skill, and it's going to be kind of neat.
Yep, she's what we call a boss character. So characters that are not duplicates, they're original characters, right? They don't have any other versions of themselves.
Yeah, no RGB form.
Yeah, they're usually called boss characters, which means that you could probably get all of her imprints, her dupes for free in the shop with enough mileage.
You can confirm.
Yeah, they announced it in the patch notes.
Yeah. Surprisingly, though, like I said, I want to see some of the real cooks, because Straze, which they show here, Ruel, those are the obvious ones, right? Genesis Raws, that's an obvious one. But I want to start to see people cook with like some stuff that you haven't seen in a while. I think it'd be funny to see somebody do like, you know, like Green Sid and just like do a bunch of just like hacks back to back. I think that'd be really funny.
Yeah.
Did you copy C Pavel and then you S3 with C Pavel and then get both C Pavel passives proccing at the same time?
You could get the other one to proc.
No. He's cooking, Sue. He's cooking. If you crit with somebody and then she takes a turn, turns into C Pavel, and C Pavel S3s critting somebody, activating your actual C Pavel, who will activate with his S2, critting somebody, acting Salome's S2. Does C Pavel say that it can happen like that? Is there any guardrails? Because that's fucking hilarious if that works.
That sounds fun. See, this is the thing that makes the character interesting and worth pulling, right? I don't necessarily think that the clone is like...
Okay, it won't quite work like that because this can't be activated by extra attacks. So what happened is somebody crits, and then she S3s as C Pavel, and that will activate your C Pavel, but your C Pavel is an extra attack, which will not activate her again. So you won't get the double, but she can be the crit to activate Pavel. But if that's the case, why would you copy Pavel? Just copy somebody else, right?
I mean, Die You Fly is still a good S3, man. That's really still...
Oh, yeah. I do like the cook though. That's a sign of a really good unit is when people start cooking up things like that. People start thinking of unique interactions. I love that shit.
I think if this character ends up being busted, I think it's because of this move. Like Collapse is just a broken debuff. Like I just don't know what they were thinking. Like, oh yeah, 2-turn defense break and also half your HP. And also just additional damage on top of that to basically ensure that if you're like not the tankiest thing under the stun, you get bursted pretty hard.
Yeah, when we were reading Genesis Ross kit for the first time, we saw Collapse as a debuff. I think that was the first time we saw it. We were just like, "What? Why does this debuff exist?"
Yeah, that's exactly
what is this.
like I didn't bat an eye when G-Roz came out about Collapse. I was like, it's the main character. Of course, they were going to make him BS, right? Like for the 7th anniversary, the main character of Epic 7 on the 7th anniversary, they were like, well, we want to make him strong. And I was like, yeah, sure. Give him just like probably the second most broken debuff in the game. It's fine. It's just weird that she had it's weird and it isn't weird, right? Because it's like she has that tie to Roz, so it's like, you know, maybe that's why they both have Collapse for that reason.
Yeah, Haku, you're right. She might just be ML Ruiza. We don't really know until tested. So if you guys are free to play and don't get caught up in the hype. People are going to do some crazy shit with their day one. Grass Angel for sure is going to make some videos doing stupid stuff. Don't get caught up in the hype. Let it go for about a week. It's a 3-week long banner. Let people really test the shit out of this unit before you say she's trash or treasure and really make your decision on it. After you let other people try it before you buy it.
Yeah, I remember some of you guys haven't been around long enough, but me and Tristen have, where like when Death Dealer Ray came out, everybody was like, oh man, this guy looks like he's gonna be really good. And then he ended up being the worst ML5 on release ever. Like he was like hot garbage. Like now he's obviously much stronger post boss, but like it happens. Like, you know, as I said earlier, E7 community is notoriously terrible at evaluating stuff. Like I said, I'm just falling back on, you know, years of playing, you know, various different card games. And it's like, if there's just not enough, you know, broken stuff in the pool to clone, then she's got to basically stand on her own 2 feet. Otherwise, she's relegated to a last pick in the draft.
If something came out and it was underpowered, how long on average does it take Smilegate to buff them? So like Death Dealer Ray for your example.
All right, so Death Dealer Ray was had to be like emergency fix basically. Like he released in such a bad state because banners are 3 weeks that it's like within like a week and a half, 2 weeks. Like so a hot fix within like the first 2 weeks while he's still up on banner, because it's basically they look and see what the sales are and it's like, well, if it ain't selling, then clearly we something that bad.
That's the Ethereum method.
Yeah. When this unit came out, his sales were terrible. And you can't tell me the IP didn't call them up and say, the fuck you do to our main character? buff him, and he got buffed during his banner. All right, when a unit underperforms so bad that they're taking a financial hit because the art, paying the voice actors and actresses, there's a lot of expense. They've got a lot of overhead, and if the banner isn't doing well, you'll see an emergency buff that week, right? But equally as bad would be a unit who is underperforming just as bad, but for some reason, I can't quite figure out what that reason would be, but for some reason, this unit, the sales were pretty good. So they didn't have any reason to emergency buff her because the banner was did really, really well. Now, she will definitely get a buff. She is arguably, I don't even know if it's arguably anymore, but arguably the worst 5-star unit in the game. So she will definitely get a buff or exclusive or something, but it will probably be a few months down the road because they don't want people to feel like they don't want people to feel like bait and switched or that like every single unit's like a must pull or you're going to miss out. You know, they do try to balance around that a little bit, but yeah, somebody in chat said it best. How long do they buff an underperforming unit? Anywhere from a week to never. It's in that range.
It's a week, pretty good timeline.
Well, sometimes units don't need a buff. Sometimes units need a partner. This girl was garbage on release. You could not use her to save your life. And everybody said, holy shit, a limited summer unit is finally terrible. When are you going to buff this unit? Instead of buffing this unit, they released this unit, and suddenly herself, the elf, became one of the most unstoppable freaking nightmares of RTA ever. And people just did not know. Yeah, it created the bomb meta. She just needed an initiator. She needed a partner. So a lot of these units, sometimes it's that they're missing that partner that will make them great.
Yeah. Same thing with like, you think of like Fern, right? From Freeran. So Fern came out and everyone was begging for a buff on Fern. Right? They're like, please, Fern is so, like, she's my favorite character. I love her in the anime. Please buff her. And I know I was one of those people. And then like you fast forward like 4.5 months, and we got Warfare set, and all of a sudden the character has a real use as like a counterpick nuker, and you're like, oh, well, it just wasn't her time yet. Like that, it wasn't her meta. Now it's her meta.
Yeah.
Right.
So not just PvP, PvE. This Fern is an integral part of a 20-second Wyvern farm that's 100% guaranteed success rate and leaves a spot open to Friendship Farm.
Yeah, got me.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy.
I might just use this Commander Lorena.
But yeah. Sometimes it is. They're just missing a set, right? Everyone's like, when's our Lord and Savior Rylot going to get a buff, right? Rylot needs a buff. Rylot's biggest issue is that he needs lifesteal set. He's got no sustain. They come out with an artifact that gives him built-in lifesteal that's got lifesteal in it, or an exclusive equipment that gives him built-in lifesteal, so you can actually put other sets on him. Suddenly he might be good again. The right EE, he could be good again. They come out with a freaking, God forbid, I'm actually saying these words. They come out with an evasion set. Suddenly Rylot can be used again. But yeah, right now he's hard to play, but all it takes is the right set, the right partner, the right combination, and things can freaking happen. So yeah, sometimes buffing the unit isn't the way to balance it.
Evasion set would be cool. I would love that.
Please, no.
Please, no. This is why I like Doom better than you.
Look,
geez, evasion set. Can you imagine?
I don't mind.
What do you mean?
At least
evasion Ruel.
At least I could seal Setsuka's passive. I can't seal a set, man.
Well, you kind of could, right? Our Lord and Savior Xeno minus 50% evasion.
Yeah. No, we're good. I see Setsuka has hurt you in ways, like psychological ways. I love that character.
Well, I mean, all I've learned so far is that if you have a losing draft, if you throw Setsuka on 5, there's a way out.
Yeah, typically.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see something diabolical?
No, this is an MLM. There's no way this is real.
Yeah, on the Crescent. on Decrescent?
No, this is cope, bro. There's no way this works at high level.
This isn't cope. This is cope.
Oh, that is really, dude. This is we already knew this was cope. This is like if somebody's not in the know and you pick this on 5, you just
it's hilarious.
It's just in case you guys don't know what this is. So Tori can't be dispelled, and her S1 gives a barrier on it
based on her attack.
Based on her attack score. So at level 1, right, half of her HP is like 400. Yeah, is like 230. And even then, you'll do so much damage on that. Your barrier is like many times larger than your max HP. Yeah. And since she can't take more than half her HP in one hit, it takes like 8 hits to kill her.
Yeah. So I got a 2300 HP barrier, and I can only take 230 damage per hit. How many hits does it take to break through my barrier and actually kill Tori? You got to hit this bitch 12 times to kill her.
Yeah, and if I counter, it gets reset at any point. So like you could just like stall people out. And they can't kill you if they just don't. Like obviously, like any debuff, right? Like any poison or any
pop damage, anything.
Damage, you're just into that. So like it's horrible at like high level play. But like if anybody sees it, like he mispicked. He picked a level 1 Tori. Like, what an idiot. And they just don't ban it and they don't have a way around it. Like you just win for free. It takes like 20 minutes, but you win for free.
Yeah, it's absolutely
so
heckin' hilarious. Real Tori, better Tori, but it's funny.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
No, I can see you running that Baka. I see it in 2 weeks. When we get the limited selector, I see the Tori coming out.
That's how I got my Tori. I was like, oh, level 1 Tori, let's go. Tori's barrier can't be dispelled. Tori's buffs are undispellable. It's in her passive. She gets a buff, it can't be stripped.
I'm going to play against him in our tourney, and he's going to pick that on 5 against me.
By the way, if you see a Tori on the enemy team and she's got a shit ton of undispellable buffs, you can suddenly give your Salome a shit ton of undispellable buffs.
That's true.
This is true.
We're cooking. Why are you highlighting my girl, Ruel?
What is she Ruel on Idol's Cheer Run Fast is the coolest thing ever. Screw reversal Ruels. This is the truth.
I mean, I play Idol's Cheer Reversal, so it's fine.
All right. Well, for those of you trying to decide, should you get Salome or should you get Lady of the Scales? Too late. You're getting Salome. I think we say
Lady of the Scales, though.
the answer probably was Lady of the Scales. It probably was. All right, so let's save Death by Snoo for last because I know Sue is super excited about this girl. So let's just breeze through the update content.
Was it my thumbnail? Did the thumbnail give it away?
Dude, I was reviewing her kit this morning. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is the most Sue unit I've ever freaking seen.
I pinned it on the video because somebody actually posted, this is the most Sue unit I've ever seen.
It's I don't think that, I mean, even if they interviewed you and said, we want you to design a unit, I don't think they could. I think they did better at creating a Sue unit than you could have done at creating a Sue unit.
That's true. Yeah, so I like the, as we talked about earlier, I like Sarmia, so because she's like very over the top, like high energy, and I also really like brawler characters. Like I like hand-to-hand characters, right?
Yeah.
So her being like a brawler that's like this like happy-go-lucky girl, and then she's literally like exactly what I want on a tank. I was like, okay, yeah, they literally just checked all the boxes.
Yep.
They nailed it.
The nice thing about her for people like you and me, Doom, is anytime people say that a unit's going to be good into Cleave, it means Cleave's going to find a way to use it. I think she will anchor nicely. Her kit's very diverse.
I've played enough Etheria to know how units that counter Cleave go. Any unit that's a counter to Cleave gets played in Cleave. Any unit that's good in Cleave gets played in Cleave. You can basically shorten it to every unit gets played in Cleave.
Yep. Well, that's what makes these games great, though, is that characters work in multiple strategies. The game is not that linear.
All right, Sue. John gone bear, I ate gone bear done done. What's this mean?
What?
The title of this. What anime is this alluding to?
Gun body. All right. Gun body. Done. Yeah. Gun body is good luck. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Well, let's check out this 1 minute summary, which is freakishly almost exactly 1 minute.
It's like a good luck fight on kind of thing.
Time of salvation has come. Seal your soul in the wake of the night.
Damn, her animation's so freaking good too.
Mercy dwell within.
Back off, or else.
This animation do the axe kick, man.
Oh yeah, the axe kick, freaking choice. Armpit lovers rejoice. So this is the new episode, Dirge of the End. So we get to see what a dark story after Aki's all about. This freaks me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Mana control enhancement.
We
know what this is.
I know what it is, but it still freaks me out.
Yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know or forgot, basically you take a piece of otherworldly equipment, right? That's why you can see it's got the purple tint to it. And then you use this mana control stone on the piece of gear. You select one of the substats, and then it takes it all the way from 0 to plus 15 instantly, but it can never roll the substat you selected.
Well, kind of opposite. You select the 3 you keep. There's 1 excluded, but yeah, it lets you basically say, ooh, landmine stat. Just roll into everything that's not that stat. It can still roll low. It could still not hit the stat you want, but you can say suddenly pieces of gear you normally would throw out because they got a stat on there that if it hits it, it kind of bricks the piece. You can use this stuff to avoid that stat.
So the question I've had, and I've talked about this a bit, is how common is this? Is this like a, hey, you get 3 in the patch and that's it? Do you have to pay for more?
Is it going to be in packs? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's the big question on my mind. It's like, how pay to win is this thing?
Yep. And if it's very pay to win, then I think you save it for that first piece of otherworldly gear you get that's got a 5-speed substat, just in case. But yeah, I guess we'll see. This is the Guild War thing where it does the intel for you, friendship expansion, I love that we're going to get new lobby art for every single new unit that comes out. That's really cool for engagement, for people who just love their new units.
Yep, Estelle background day 1, let's get it.
Yep. So Hall of Trials is back. I know you guys are excited. Everybody loves Hall of Trials.
Boo.
To be honest with you, I'm not.
Have even Bach played it yet? I don't know if they have yet. It's my least favorite content in the game.
All of freaking Trials. And then we've got it's a giant puzzle. Do everything in a specific order using specific units, achieve a goal, and the rewards are the things that let you buy exclusive equipment. It's one and done content too. It's like once you do it, you're like out. And
the replacement for Trials of the Constellation this month or whatever, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Trial Constellation is going to go dark for 3 weeks. It might come back in 3, it might come back in 6, but when it comes back, it'll continue with that season. Just like Advent's going to go dark, it'll be back usually 6 to 9 weeks on Advent. There's another game mode called Brawl Mode, which is like a kind of a built-in TFT game mode, which a lot of people really enjoy. Has nice rewards.
It's an auto chest mode, yeah.
Yeah. So they rotate these special battles, these seasonal battles in and out, so that you never get bored with what's out there.
Oh, hold up! I didn't realize Strategic Archive is the middle one.
Strategic Archive, because we got Salome and Estelle showing up over the next 2 weeks, so we need Strategic Archive as a way to train to use the units, which is very cool.
Yeah, so Strategic Archive is relatively new. Like, it first came out in like March, I want to say. So like it's new even to us, right? But basically what it is it's like a series of challenge, like mock RTA fights or like arena fights where you are basically, they show you the defense and then they give you like a pool of units, of like pre-built units, and you kind of have to figure out how to beat the defense. So it's kind of like training you how to like build a team on the fly. Right, like if you just like you're like, oh well, how do I beat this? It's like, well, these characters link up and do this and this and this. So it's like a nice puzzle to solve. It kind of trains you how to get a little bit better at playing arena or like World Arena. Yeah, it's not really RTA, but it's still just a fun time. Like I actually enjoy this one a lot more than Hall of Trials. Like the thing I don't like about Hall of Trials is that essentially it is always like, oh, you need to use the banner character. Like it's so obvious that the only winning strategy is whatever character is currently on the banner.
You don't need to, but to get the high scores, to get the maximum currency, you kind of need to. Otherwise, you're going to settle for an attenuated amount of currency.
Yeah, whereas Strategic Archive, it's like, here's 20 units, go nuts. There's a bunch of different ways to get the S rank.
Most games have a testing system, right? I'm pretty sure Etheria does. I seem to remember one where, like, when you get the unit, you can go and take the unit out. I know Star Rail did big time, where you could actually take the unit into fights, go and do things, use the skills, interact with other characters in a test mode. And Strategic Archives is designed to do that. It's to give people a chance to familiarize themselves with the unit, see the things it can do, and to encourage them to spend money to buy the unit, of course. But it's a nice way for people to get to experience the unit before they buy it, and to train it how it can be used. I've always really enjoyed Strategic Archive. It's one of the better systems in the game. And since it's up for 3 weeks, we'll get it for Estelle too.
I like the concept. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think it sounds cool that it like puts you into mock drafts. Like a lot of the other like testing modes in games and stuff are just like a very boring, easy fight against like PvE mobs, and it's like it doesn't really tell you much about the character other than their animations, and like that's it really.
Yeah.
And expeditions are kind of a one and done content. I'll put out a series of videos showing what I think are the best teams out there, but they don't really change, and past videos will still work. But it's once you get to the point where you can full clear it, then you can just hit a button called sweeps, and you literally, it's like quick battling for it, and you just kind of get it done till you get all the rewards out of the Shadow Company and move on. But it is one of the better places to get reforged mats, but it got a little bit tedious for players, and rather than remove it, they just added sweeps in and kind of made it not be that big of a deal. So not a lot of content coming out of this. Strategic Archive's probably going to be the biggest content thing, because everything else is just kind of one and done or quick battle it out. But we are getting the story, so there is going to be a good chunk of stuff to chew on over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm pumped for that story. I'll be streaming that all day tomorrow.
I'm stoked for it.
Oh, Senya. How I wish you were still good.
And though it doesn't show it, Salome will be on banner with, of all people, Wandering Prince Sid, who has one of the funniest voice lines in the game. When Wandering Sid gets hit, he goes, mommy! Fucking cracks me up. All right, so Dirge of the End. So the new story's coming out, and this is a full-ass episode. This is episode 6. This isn't a side chapter like Aki's story or a side story like Origins. This is a full episode. This isn't going to last just 3 weeks. This is going to last the rest of the year, and they'll keep adding new chapters to it. So this will be an ongoing thing, and that's why we have so many units from Kairon to Ivana to Ludwig that aren't even shown yet. So this is going to be a big deal. They're adding a new, well, not new, but they're engaging with the tile grid mode for some of the chapters. It won't be all of them. I think it's every 4th chapter, I think it said. It's like the 1st and the 4th. But anyway, they're adding this grid tile method, which is going to feel a little bit like Ancient Inheritance, but without the restriction of the provisions. You can move anywhere. People who are around for the young Senya side story and the Setsuka side story, it's going to be similar to that. I'm about it. It's something new. It's engaging. It's immersive. It looks cool. And I think after the disaster that was the Senya story in 2023, they've gotten better at it.
Yeah. But one thing I will say that's the one
it was
thing
Sharoon. You're right. It was Sharoon. Yes. Sorry.
I recently went back to ER, like on a stream like a week and a half ago, because they sponsored me to cover your guys' SS4 update. I was actually disappointed. I thought that Etheria would have been like that. That was their biggest strength. Was I thought the ability to move around in the 3D space was so cool, and they didn't add any more of it. And I was like, why? This is like the best thing you guys had. Like this is such a cool thing. And I don't know how you guys feel about it. I know you guys are mostly just PvP players, but I've always found that a bit charming about the game was the interactable environments. I thought that's what set it apart in one way.
It's actually like pretty commonly like the opposite, I think, in a lot of the community, where like why does this exist? Like, why does the moving around exist? And so they started removing it from a lot of things.
Yeah, I remember people not being too keen on it. They're like, what's this Genshin 3D shit doing in my turn-based PvP game?
Well, fine, I'll take the L. Like,
no, I'm with you, Sue. I kind of liked it too, but I remember the community really not being about it.
Yeah, chat is like, nah, I hate it. I was like, okay, so I guess it's just me. I don't
really have strong feelings about it. I just know I heard other people saying like they didn't like that aspect of the game. It was whatever to me. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't dislike it, but.
I think more people dislike it in Epic 7 than like it, but because it's just chapters, it's not going to be gigantic like the Sharoon story. I mean, the Sharoon story, the Tile Grid story, to do the Sharoon story, and God forbid, the Senya story, from tip to tail, if you mash skip as hard as you could on the freaking lore and try to skip through everything, it was still a solid freaking 2 hours to get through that shit. It was a lot. It was a lot. And that I'm sure is not going to happen here. You can even see down here that only chapters 2-5 and chapters 3-4 are going to be tiled stages. The rest will still be your side scroller story tile stages. Yeah. When the Senya story released, there wasn't even 3x speed, and this will be 3x speed too. So, in these chapters, they aren't super long. Sure, there's going to be some searching around, find the chest, people putting up guides like, here's where all the chests are, kind of stuff. But I don't think it's going to be as cumbersome. I think they've learned their lessons from that, and it's going to be a lot cleaner. I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm about it. If it sucks, they'll adjust it for next time. We'll see. But I like that they try new things, and they don't just make it the same old every single update. We are only getting 4 chapters, though.
Well, that kind of checks, right? Like, usually it's like 8 to 10. So if this is part 1 of 2, like, that kind of checks, right?
My gut tells me this is probably going to be like 1 of 2 or 1 of 3. I'm curious if we're going to see 3 chapters and then 3 more chapters to finish it off. I think that's how they did episode 5, if I'm not mistaken. Is they did 4, 4, and 4, and then the second and third release had some side stories, like episode 10S and episode 8S, things like that. Second part is in December, Joe says. Is that confirmed? Oh, allegedly. Yeah, no, I think they did say that. I think they said a second part of the imprint circuit was coming out in fourth quarter, but yeah, we'll see. They do drip feed big ass content like this for sure. 7 new background music tracks will be added. Maybe some of them won't be DMCA, right?
Yeah, maybe some of them will be good. That's what I will say. That E7's soundtrack is kind of weak.
Yeah, be careful. Be careful if you monetize your channel. Sometimes they landmine you. It's never a DMCA strike, but you get the shit demonetized out of your videos if you play some of the background music. Anything that says OST in the jukebox, don't play that live on stream. Salome's coming out.
Already talked about it.
We could talk about it again. Just kidding.
No. Clone our discussion from earlier.
They've misspelled Astrium again. They left 1 S out of it.
Yes.
Okay, so Astrium. They made it better, but it's still the pass. Smilegate, I know you're out there. I know you guys watch these podcasts, so please, all you have to do, this is such an easy thing. All you have to do is, in the premium rewards, put 60 skin tickets. And in the special rewards, put 60 more skin tickets. Let people buy the skins. Let people buy the Astrium Pass and get enough skin tickets to buy the ML5 skins that they missed. You know how many new players would love to have, like, I don't know, the Ruel skin or the Cermia skin or even the Spectre Tenebria skin? You know how sought after some of these skins are? And it is so... We miss getting skins. And I get it. Skins are expensive and people don't buy them. I get it. That's a pain in the ass. But you would sell way more of these if you had access to skins. Because right now, getting 1 piece of custom crafted gear with stats that are probably going to roll low or hit the stats you don't want them to hit for 1,900 Sky Stones is crazy. 2 pieces of gear for $100 worth of Sky Stones is a wild take. And I know it's not just the 2 pieces of gear, but it's these reset boxes that nobody really cares about, and a pile of charms that you could get easily 3,500 Skystones. You could farm 2 pieces of really good gear and this many charms in the game and have other benefits, rather than just doing this for some disappointment. Put some skin tickets in there and we're good. I really think it'd fix it. But until then, I will not stop preaching from the rooftops that even Hoochie says this is a shit deal and you should not buy it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
3,500 Skystone, 3,800 Skystones is $100. So it's about like 80. It's almost a Tama coin. So yeah.
God damn it. You actually brought that up.
I did, because this is the worst thing they've done in the game since the Tama coin. And I get it, right? Everybody's like, bring back the skin pass, bring this, yeah, but nobody bought them. I get it. Skins are expensive to make and they don't monetize well for the game. So I'm not going to harsh on you on that, but we've got a really nice skin shop. The skin tickets from the pass are great, but you put some skin tickets in here too. Let players get nice things, nice cosmetics.
Yeah. Give Baka and Doom the lore on the Tama coin. Long and short of it, you've obviously seen Tamarin, the red soul weaver that's like really good in PvE, like the idol. They decided to make a skin for her, and everyone was so excited because we had the Valentine's story from a previous year where she wore the outfit. That's it right there, right? And they brought it back for the rerun, and everyone was so excited about it. And it was like, oh, it's a step up like banner to be able to buy the skin. Like you can't just buy the skin. You have to buy like 4 or 5
all of the battle pass things. Yeah.
Yeah. And they all cost cash. And it's like, okay. And then also there's like a background. There was like a wallpaper you could get, but the features of the wallpaper were locked behind you buying the skin. So I basically priced it all out, right? How much it cost for you to be able to, buy the Tamarin skin. If you had no Skystones on your account, because you could buy some of it with Skystones. If you had none, it was roughly about $100 to buy the skin if you actually wanted it. And I got really upset about it because it's $100 for a cosmetic. And I just made a whole rant video of like, here's a bunch of things that are worth your money more. Like you can get this many tanks of gas. You could buy this many chicken nuggets at a fast food restaurant. You could buy this many rotisserie chickens at a super run. Yep. Just like basically pleading for people to not spend their money on this garbage. And like the total in the video is like, it's like a little over $100.
Yeah, it was like 110. Yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine, Red, was like, that amount of currency will now be known as 1 Tama coin. Right. So that's what it became.
Yeah. Here's I don't mind them selling a Tama skin for $100. They want to monetize the skin for $100. I don't think people will buy it. I think it's overpriced, but I don't mind it. They have the right to price their products however they want to price it. What bothered me the most is you see this lobby background here?
Yep.
You get this background on your way to purchasing the Tama skin. And a lot of people just wanted this background because it was an interactive background. The characters play music. They talk to each other. It looked really cool on display. But if you just spend, the $30 it took to get to the background and you didn't spend the extra $70 to get the Tama skin, what you got was this background with these 3 units sitting here looking sad, moping, and occasionally little pop-up voice bubbles would pop up saying, "Where's Tamarin? We can't start playing without Tamarin. When's Tam gonna get here?" Literally guilting you into buying the skin. And what's even worse is some of those poor bastards who went as far as getting the skin, but they didn't have Maid Chloe. Where's Maid Chloe? We can't start playing until Maid Chloe gets here. Now, in Smilegate's defense, in the fine print, in the stove post that definitely everybody in the game read, it said that they wouldn't perform unless you had all the units.
Yup.
That's what pissed me off. That pissed me off beyond the pale. So yeah, that was a rough time for E7 right there. That was, and I think since then they said, fine, we don't do skins anymore. Kiss our ass. We'll do skins as tournament prizes and for the end of RTA season, and you can just enjoy your ass stream. Stop asking for skins. Last time we tried to do skins, this shit happened. We're out. And I can kind of respect that, although it was a self-created problem.
Yup.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's like saying you price like every person out of like cosmetics and go, see, nobody wants to buy cosmetics.
That's funny. Like looking back at that though, you must just appreciate how funny that is. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it seems like a really bad situation at the time, but as like a new person coming into it, that's just.
Oh yeah, no. At
Yeah.
the time, I
Oh
was,
my
like,
God.
I was absolutely livid. And then like I look back on it now, like a year and something later, and I'm just like, I really thought chicken tenders was a good thing to compare it to.
There you go.
Hey,
That's what you got.
Yep, they just choose the guitar. Yeah. Oh, people were so pissed about this.
Oh my God. People were livid about it. It was a crazy unpleasant time. And yeah. Anyway, put skin tickets in this, Smilegate. Do it.
Yep.
We talk about Strategic Archive Exhibition Hall of Trials coming out. For people who are worried about not having completed Trial Constellations, Trial Constellation season is not over. We will re-engage Trial Constellations a few weeks from now. Your Constellation Zodiacs will be as filled out as they were. You still have time to get all that stuff done. Probably at least another one, maybe two more rotations of that.
Yeah, it's 2 months before it resets.
Yeah. Senya, who's super cool, and God, I wish she was just the only reason to pull Senya right now is to do Rift, and I would not pull Senya just to do Rift. Rift has only got maybe 2 months left in it, maybe 2 months left in it.
Yeah,
before they change it.
Yeah, Senya was so cool back when she came out in episode 3, but she is so god awful now. And the thing that sucks is that like the version of Senya that's actually playable, young Senya, you can't even use this one for dupes on it. So it's just like it's a total waste. Like it's just avoid at all costs. Right. Even like Spear of a New Dawn, it used to be a good artifact. Like they're just better artifacts now. Like infinitely better artifacts. Like you would always play Moas or Glorious Throne over Spear. You would never use Spear. I think like Red Charlotte's like the only character you might consider, and even then Elbrus is better. It's just a bad banner.
I like artifact. There you go. Wandering Prince said he's your 4-star, guys. And Salome, and I think the artifact and unit is Rowana, which is amazing, one of the best PvE units out there, and freaking Samsara prayer beads, which is just
trash.
It's proof of valor for warriors. It sucks.
It's bad.
It's more Draco play anyway. It sucks. In the bottle, in the powder shop. Spirit's Breath, which is terrible. Misha, which is terrible. Border Coin, which is terrible. Elbrus Ritual Sword.
Actually a good artifact.
On and might even be one of the better artifacts to run on Estelle, especially if you don't get her own.
Yeah, I'm strongly considering it. I think Elbrus is one of her front runner options for sure.
Yep. So if you got powder and you want your Elbrus, I do encourage you guys to plan around your powder. Powder is not the easiest thing to get. It is a relatively limited resource, and it is expensive to buy in packs. And we're going to have a summer banner within the next probably 5 to 6 weeks, and those summer banners will come with limited units, and you'll want the powder to be able to buy at least one of the artifacts from the powder shop. So be careful about going nuts on Elbrus. Just consider the future. You can always put Elbrus in the in the wish list. You can't put limited artifacts in the wish list.
Damn, you have like 7k mystics. You're rich. What the hell, dude? I thought I was doing good with like 4,500.
I kind of re-roll. I did like 13,000 Skystones refreshing the shop.
That's fair. That's probably going to be tomorrow before I go on stream.
Nothing super exciting in the other adjustments, but things to note is, things for the main guilds. There was something in here that jumped out at me. Where was it? I like that they're adding a new feature that will allow you to copy another member's attack, and then they said, please note that this feature won't work. We appreciate your understanding.
That's just it's so funny.
New feature is coming. in a future update to ensure stability. Very good. Very good.
This is the most like 1 to 2 steps forward, 1 to 2 steps backwards company I've ever been a fan of.
It's nice that this has like an instant share button. I'm sure you'll be able to share it to your guild chats or send it straight to Discord, so that it just makes scouting easier. There's nothing in here that scouts don't already see, but it really takes the burden off of scouting. They really did say it right when they said that this is a fatigue reducing thing.
My favorite is the Facebook button, implying that people still use Facebook.
Friends don't let friends bind to their game to Facebook.
Yep.
Friendships going up to plus 15, so suddenly everybody's going to care about friendship farming their units, and one of the big changes they made, that is one of the reasons I'm glad I read through this, is they are changing it from just doing a thing gives you friendship to friendship scales based on the stamina spent. It used to be you do one otherworldly, you do one eulogy for a saint, you do one arena, they all give you one friendship. Now it's going to scale based on the stamina you use. So if otherworldly hunt takes 5 times the stamina that one run in eulogy takes, you will get 5 times the friendship farming otherworldly heroes. So suddenly friendship farming adventure and friendship farming otherworldly is valuable, and I will be releasing a guide on how to friendship farm in hunts for those of you with the gear to pull it off. Eulogy is still the easiest friendship farm because you can literally do 3, even 4 units at a time in eulogy. Most adventure and hunts you're maybe doing 1 or 2 friendship units tops, but there's reasons to do it because everybody who's currently at Friendship 10 will be able to go up to Friendship 15, and at Friendship 15 you're going to get more Molagora. They're also adding a new friendship item, a tribute of whatever. This is just, I got so excited when I saw this because I thought it was an artifact, but it is just simply these friendship boxes. Instead of Gift of Tranquility, you're going to Tribute of Tranquility. So they're coming out with new XP artifacts that will give significantly more XP than these things did to hopefully help you bridge that plus 15 gap faster, because that is a slog. I mean, getting to 10 is bad enough. Getting to 15 is going to be brutal.
Yeah, if you're basically a veteran player, this is a good time for you to actually pick up all that extra friendship, get those mullas. Because I know people always complain to me that they're out of Mullagoras. This is like your time to farm them.
Yeah. Spectral Cores should, because it does say friendship gain scales according to the amount of currency used. They didn't say stamina, they said amount of currency consumed. So I assume they're going to scale them up for Spectral Cores big time as well. They're also adding these new gift shops to the
Music friendship
Milestone or Radiance shop, which is going to piss a lot of people off who feel like they can't buy that out. But remember, that Milestone, it's a long-term thing. It's here forever. It's not just for the new era event. That is a permanent thing you're going to constantly be able to grind into and get more stuff. In fact, they say in here that they're going to be adding more levels to it. Something else that popped out is when a new hero summon period is up, the 3 weeks while their banner is up, while the Salome banner is up, while the Estelle banner is up, there will be a special buff for 1.2 times friendship for that specific unit, encouraging you to pull early in their banner so you can friendship farm them. But I still say a 1.2x buff is not enough to risk pulling a unit before it's tested. Make sure the unit is right before you go nuts in it, but they're at least buffing friendship to encourage you to grind friendship on that unit early on. I really think it should be for 3 weeks after the banner's gone, just to be fair, but I get that they're trying to encourage you to pull fast and pull early. Units that already are Friendship 10, they will get more Molagora at plus 15, so even more Molagora. New units don't get Molagora. New units will unlock a picture, a lobby art that you can put in your lobby art. Old units that already gave lobby art at 10, they still get it at 10. Those of you who don't have your Luna's lobby art yet, you'll still get it at 10. She gets Molagora. This is only applying to new units, Estelle and Salome, for example. We covered this.
And that one, making it look like it's actually a common currency.
Yeah. Please, for the love of God, please don't use. If you use this currency on something that's got a minimum roll already in it, you're gonna make Arky cry. Don't do that. Only use this currency on perfect freaking gear.
Yeah, I would only use it on things that are like 35 equipment score or better.
I would only use it on things that are otherworldly too. Ain't nobody in the world using this on an attack neck that's got HP and defense on it. Ain't no way. This is the most unrealistic thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah, attack set's already like the worst set in the game, so it's just like
it's pretty fucking far from worse, but it's up there.
Still pretty bad. It's still pretty bad. I would put it in the bottom 5 easily.
It ain't revenge or reversal, but it's up there.
See, the thing is, I think reversal at least has users. I mean, attack
user it's singular. Is user. Yeah, here we go. Rewards for glorious trajectory will be added. So they're already adding 30 more 29 more levels to the milestone of radiance.
That's basically for whales. I don't think anybody who's not a whale is at that point yet.
Yeah, but still, you will eventually be able to grind there. It's shown that they are going to continue to add to this long term. Everything else is just basically keep Nodos from effing things up and adding spectator mode so that silhouettes so that you can't cheat and stuff like that. Oh yeah, and the error message that everybody's been DMing me about not having enough currency even when you do, they're patching that. The one thing that's going to make a couple of people sad is those of you guys who are out there cheesing your milestone of radiance in Abyss by doing Abyss challenge mode. That is gone. So you can no longer do Abyss challenge mode for free to get free milestone of radiance. Those free-to-play nutters out there who are grinding levels 2 and level 3 of milestone for 30 currency per run. God love you. Smilegate just saved you from that insanity.
Yeah, people just like spending hours a day grinding it to just get like 1 or 2 treasure chests. I was like, okay. You know,
yeah,
we like it's a marathon, right?
I would like the True Review's take on this. They changed the support rule. Before, the support rule just increased the amount of fighting spirit you got by 50%, and they found out that there just aren't enough good fighting spirit units for that to even matter. So they have done away with that version of the support rule, and they've changed it to now you get souls at the start of the battle. 10 souls at the start of the battle.
Just change it to Warfare Rules Cleave. It's not support, it's just cleave. Like, what?
One thing we're not sure about and we're waiting to see is, will this bypass Bellion? Will you get the 10 souls before Bellion? Initially, you're like, oh, at the start of the battle, so you should get the 10 souls before Bellion lands, but Tagahel's Ancient Book also says at the start of the battle, so not really sure. We assume it'll work the same as Book and Bellion will block this Warfare rule, but maybe not. We have to see. We don't know for sure until we see it, but I can't imagine them giving you a way to have souls at the start of a fight and FU Bellion, but maybe they are. I don't know. But what,
I'll be honest, I quite like... Oh, sorry.
No. I wanted your takes on this.
I quite like the Fighting Spirit one, because as soon as I seen it, I was just like, okay, this is my Bologna Setsuka game, and just hope I win.
It legit might be an attempt to somewhat nerf Bologna and Setsuka, because if you got the support rule, you're right, you drafted those 2 units and the opponent had like one option and it was in the top right corner of the screen.
But I don't know, the warfare rules just as a whole or something I'm still kind of up in the air about, to be perfectly honest with you, because it's completely new to me, and I just find it slightly strange, if I'm honest. Like it feels like you're playing this game and then you get to X rank where they remove the AI units and stuff like that, and then they throw another curveball at you.
Yeah, it's an attempt to inject diversity into a system that stagnates without having to modify units, and because usually the units that are controlling the meta are very, very recent. Modifying those units through buffs or nerfs can be seen as bait and switch, can be seen as unfair. So this is their way to basically fuck with the meta without fucking with the things that people spent money on. And I can respect it. sometimes they're hits and sometimes they're misses. There was one where every time an enemy died, the team CR pushed up by like, what was it, like 20%?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one.
See,
that one was a little bit insane.
That's my kind of thing. Just Ruel, Celine, and just infinitely push your team.
There was one that gave, I think, 12 speed to every single Soul Weaver in the game.
Yeah, that was when Blue DN was like unstoppable during that meta.
Yeah, but yeah, they've gotten a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing with they were Frenzy back then, but now it's Warfare rules. We've been playing with this for a while, and I've always hated it. Everyone who's a regular viewer of this, podcast or even just my streams and videos in general knows that I'm a big fan of nerfs. I think that obviously they can't. There's something that's stopping them from doing it, so this is their kind of way of dancing around it. I don't like it. Like you said, it's a curveball. It's something you got to get used to. I've been playing for years, and I feel like I'm still getting used to it. It sometimes it's a hit. Sometimes I question what the hell they're doing. This is one of the ones where I question what the hell we're doing.
Here's why they can't nerf in this game. This game is published in Japan. Japan has got bait and switch laws that make anything that the USA or Europe has look like they're written on the thinnest of tissue paper. Japan does not F around when it comes to bait and switch laws, and we are published in Japan. I don't mean we're available in Japan like Etheria, or we're available in Japan like Summoner's War. I mean, we are directly published there by Japan companies. So the laws of Japan have much heavier teeth. And though it's not against the law to nerf, it is very, very easy to sue and get your money back and get a game delisted from the App Store if they nerf units within a certain period of time and without giving insane levels of compensation to give it back. So it is a big deal. When they eventually pulled the trigger and nerfed Hua Young, they had to jump through their own assholes backwards 3 times trying to show that they tried their best to stop the unit. They had to offer compensation beyond what the value of the unit was. They had to allow chargebacks without banning accounts. They had to do everything. And even then, it was still risky. I'm sure that their legal team was there with like clinch sphincters so tight that they probably would shit diamonds. It's not a good look for a game to nerf units when they're beholding to that level of legal ramifications. So yeah, who was it? It was Brave Frontier, Sue. Wasn't it Brave Frontier? There was some Square game that got into huge freaking hot water in Japan from nerfing. It was way back in the day. It was like 2017, 2018, but it was a big fucking deal. And it was a big eye opener. So I am no lawyer. I do not live in Japan, but this is what I've been told. It wasn't Brave Exvius, but it was in the time Brave Exvius was peaking. They got to be really careful about international law when you're published in multiple countries like that. So yeah, it's not just we're not nerfing because we said we are and we're stubborn. There's legal ramification reasons behind it, and they don't want to get into hot water and piss off a lot of their player base. So there's my theory, but that is just a theory. It's just a Wulf theory.
Yeah, you good? You good? Does that make you feel good doing the hat twirl and the tinfoil hat every time?
Every time.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I did hear some of my chat saying that because I know I asked specifically if the game did nerfs because Etheria does do nerfs. Not as many as I wish they would, but they do them. And I asked my chat and I got a similar response, which, I mean, it's a bit disappointing, obviously, because I'm a big fan of nerfs as well.
In a competitive game, it's almost required. Yeah.
Because if you can't nerf, like, obviously, like, you just have to, like, if you release one strong unit, you just, like that's it. Now you have to power creep everything to match that strong unit if you can't nerf that.
Yeah, exactly. It happens all the time, right? So we showed you Ran earlier, the blue character. We showed you the pair with this area. That character single-handedly did the job of 2 characters, because before that, you only had characters that could strip buffs or defense break. He was the first character that stripped buffs and then defense broke after that. And so because of his sheer existence, every other opener had to match his level of power. So now it's like all the openers. If you've looked at the openers of this game, you're like, wow, why does everything just bypass buffs and then do a thing, it's because of Ran.
Yeah.
They make one mistake and then everything has to scale to match it, and I hate it for that.
Yeah, I remember when we were looking at the tier list at first, like the first like 20 units we looked at all had strip all buffs into blank thing. And it was like,
why?
Damn, stripping all buffs isn't quite as valuable in this game as it is in Etheria. Like
No,
it doesn't exist.
Oh no, I if your game is still like that, where it's like you have to choose between like defense down and strip buffs, right? I think that's so good. Like I've said this like many times, but I fundamentally like that there was like almost like a triangle system, right? Like, you know, and I like that Cleave needed to have multiple roles, just like turn 2 need to have multiple roles. Like if you take a tank, it was just a tank. It didn't deal damage, right? If you took a damage dealer, it just dealt damage. We'll talk about Estelle later, who is a tank that deals damage. It's like, why? You know?
ER does have strip into defense down. They released it pretty early, actually. Is it only Plume, Bach? Is there another one?
Chat's saying Palin as well.
Oh, Kathos has single target.
Oh, Palin as well. They added it to the S2. They changed that from.
I forgot Palin has strip on S2.
Yeah. I didn't play during Plume, but I remember a lot of people in my community telling me, "Have you seen this Plume character? This character is broken."
Yeah. Plume was very, very strong when she released. She's still very strong. She's never really like left the meta.
Yeah, I played from launch until Yelly.
Okay, so you played like the first like 3 weeks, like month basically.
It's a little bit longer than that. It's probably like 2.5 months, something like that. I think I quit when it was the 2 blue characters they brought out to try to deal with Rengoku too. I was like, don't do it. I was like, these don't do anything for this fight.
Yeah.
I dropped the first week of September because that's when the Dash event went live, and it was so crazy. I just couldn't keep up with Anniversary, Dash, Raid, and Etheria. So, and I think Sue dropped around the same time too.
Yeah, it was like my frustration with Rango, and then just E7 was just firing on all cylinders. So I was like, I don't have enough time to cover both games.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I wasn't playing I hadn't played E7 obviously before this past week, so I didn't like have any other like big gotchas that I was playing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think it is time to address the snoo in the room. So I'm going to I'm going to play the video. I'm going to leave the volume down a little bit so you guys can yap while it's going on, because I want you guys to let chat know, especially the Etheria guys. We've seen your tier list. Where's this girl going to rank? Well, I go use the little boys' room.
It's my turn, right? Got a good feeling today. Back off, or else.
I looked at this character's kit like earlier, like this morning when it released, because it got sent by a guildmate.
I wonder what'll happen today.
It's not super interesting to me, but I'm very turn 1 biased. So
who came to Ezra after hearing rumors about her missing friend.
Sorry, on you go.
I was gonna say my initial thought on the character was she didn't seem super insane to me. Her artifact looked really good to me. But other than that, I wasn't super crazy about her kit.
Saving a noble from a bandit attack. In fact,
I don't know what your guys' thoughts were.
Grows attached to the people and animals around
you want to say your thoughts first before I give mine, because I think a lot of people do mine.
Initially, my first impression of her was because I had like in an ER kind of mindset. I was like, oh, this wouldn't do much. But I actually think in E7 she's a bit more valuable. I think she'll be pretty strong. Although I'll agree with Doom. I was actually more interested in her artifact than I was in her. But that could just be me overcooking. Like I was thinking, can I just chuck this on? How would this work if I put this on scales and just use scales as a frontliner?
I think that's what a lot of people are talking about, is like putting your knight in the front with scales. The problem is that, like, you have to pick that knight specifically when you have scales, and scales is one of the most contested and banned characters in the game for like actual world arena. So it's like, are you realistically ever gonna get both of them in a high level match? You might, it'll happen, but it won't happen all the time. So I don't know. I like like consistency with how I set things up. So for me, that is, I don't know if I would really want to go for that. Like, it's definitely not a bad thing. I mean, a lot of people have been hyping the artifact for sure, and I do think that the artifact is quite good. But the reaction that I saw this morning was, oh, the artifact is like super broken, and you know, how could they make this? And it's just going to be everywhere. And I'm like, guys, like, it's basically like Estelle, ROL, and then a couple of others, you know, situational. Yeah, and then a couple of other situational use cases. It's basically Lady of the Scales, like you said, the combo is basically your next best option, right? So it's like basically 3 use cases when you think about it. And in the case of Estelle, which we could talk about it.
Soul Weaver.
Yeah. You can't put it on. I know you can't put it on Lady of the Scales, but you could put the Knight on.
Yeah,
right?
but that's some Guild War comboing there, right? You're gonna run it on Lady of the Scales, and then put a Bossarunka in the front, and then put Bossarunka on this artifact, and then slam Notice in there, and they've got 0 chance to get through it without a ignore damage share. And that's a thing to realize too, is ignore damage share is becoming more and more of a thing in this game. It'll be even more when the summer units rerun and we get the ignore damage share artifact.
I mean, I pick Kali on 2 in half my games, so
yeah. So this character, like this artifact with a little friend, like it is very clearly a good artifact, but I don't think it's like as crazy as everyone is thinking it is. Like, I definitely think it's going to have its spots in the metagame. Like, you will see it. It's not like it's unplayable, right? But like, I don't.
You're not going to want it like you're going to want Arias. You're not going to want it like you're going to want tags. You're going to want a couple of them, but you're not going to want a billion of them.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's the thing. And even then, with just Estelle herself, like, you have this as an option. Elbrus Ritual Sword is an option for like combo potential. Like, if you play Bossarunka every game, like Estelle Bossarunka is a very powerful combo if she's on Elbrus, because they obviously have to target your boss, and then that basically gives you a huge chance to proc Elbrus on like smaller hits. Her passive makes it proc on larger hits. So like, that's just a very like consistent stream of damage that they can't really prevent outside of just like taking more, right? So that's obviously something you could play as well. Adamant Shield is just like, anytime a character has damage scaling, like damage sharing built in, playing Adamant Shield, which is like the next best mitigation, just stacking them together makes the character absurdly tanky. So that's an option. And you have like Holy Sack to give you an extra life. So like there's options, right? Like, it's not just a clear cut, this is the de facto all the time choice. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. When I read it, I wasn't thinking like this is broken on everyone. I just thought it seemed interesting in certain comps.
Yeah.
I wasn't. And then Estelle, I think my thought was like, she seems like a really numbers dependent character to me, and it's hard for me to judge numbers in this game because they're so different from Etheria, like the way that scaling works.
Yeah, you're not wrong to feel that way. Like, if her multipliers are bad, then yeah, obviously it's going to be not ideal. But like, I know from experience, so she's a Sagittarius Knight, which is like Fallen Cecilia, who historically was one of the best tanks like of all time. You have same stat line as Ambitious Tywin, who's one of the best tanks for like a year at some point. So like, it's just the pedigree of the stat line is, this is usually a top tier tank stat line. Every character in the game that has had that stat line has been top tier at some point, right? So that's why I'm just like, okay, this means that like this plus built-in 40% damage share means that at worst it's like, it's viable, right? It's won't be like top tier, but it's at least it will be usable. It's just that when I factored in everything else, I was like, hey, this character doesn't have anything like broken on paper, but in terms of like the value across the whole kit for a knight, like a main tank, it's just really good, right? Like, Imperial Elnav has like a cleanse and lifesteal and an injury and a very busted passive. Estelle doesn't have that busted passive, but she has the injury, she has the lifesteal, she has the cleanse, she has repeatable barrier, she has repeatable soul gain, she has consistent damage, which are all like, you know, when you like stack those up against each other, it's like on paper, Estelle starts to feel like she provides more value in more situations. She'll never be like the obvious like best pick in any situation, but considering most turn 2 players try to ban protect a knight on the 3rd slot because they basically have to make sure that they have their anchor in place, their tank to anchor the draft. Like, this is a pretty good 3rd pick because it's pretty safe. You don't know everything that your opponent's going to throw at you, so might as well just take a Swiss Army knife. That's why I think that she's just a very strong character.
Yeah.
Okay, we had a pile of questions in chat. Let me just address and answer some of them real quick. It will not stack with Arius. Skills of the same effect do not stack. Otherwise, with Adamant Shield. Skills of the same effect do not, or artifacts of the same effect do not stack. Otherwise, you would see Adamant Shield, Crimson Armor, all right? And it doesn't exist. They overlap, they don't stack. Otherwise, you'd see Arius on Arrowell to stack Arius and Escort. They don't stack. They overlap. Be the same thing here. It will not stack with, it will overlap. What happens when you ignore damage share? Then you ignore the second part of this. There is no damage to share, therefore damage share doesn't happen. So this, if you got somebody on Summer Photogenic and they ignore damage share and just blast a unit, then all this artifact does is give you bonus to your health, increases your max health, which that alone is pretty fucking good, right? What was the other question? Wouldn't this make Scales passive of knights even more annoying? Yes, but you are going to have to make sure that a knight with this artifact gets through with Scales. Damn unlikely in RTA, but it could make for some annoying Guild War and arena defenses. How will this artifact interact with Escort? If the unit wearing this artifact procs Escort, 40% damage is shared, they're only going to take 20% of that damage. It's going to make the Escort unit much tankier, much more viable. If a unit has Escort and somebody else is wearing this artifact, it does jack and shit. It's not going, artifacts on one unit aren't going to affect another one. This damage sharing, it should be for the wearer of the artifact, not the whole fucking team, which would be crazy. Otherwise, Estelle just makes every Arius Knight on your team significantly better, not just herself. So, I hope that clears that up. Yeah, just the HP part is pretty OP.
Yeah, so when I was doing my review for this character, what I was thinking is, because there's a common, 1, 2, 3 that people take in draft all the time. They'll take, Biblis on 1, or they'll take, Nurse Yulha on 1, and then they'll take Boss on 2, and then they'll take Empyrean Ilanav as, the tank to ground it on 3. And that, draft is just so passive that you can just get run over super easily. And so to combat that, what people were doing is they're switching back to the hybrid Ilanav, where it's half tank, half damage dealer. So that way they at least have some offense. And I was like, well, if that's the case, just play Estelle in that slot, right? Because she does have offensive power, and you don't have to sacrifice anything like you do with Ilanav. So that's where I'm coming from with my thoughts on this character. Is for people who like to play that 1, 2, 3 of, supporter plus a Runka on 2 plus main tank on 3, I think that's where she actually can shine.
What's the difference between increase HP and max HP? One impacts the max HP, one impacts the HP of the character, and I'm not just being facetious here. I mean, the HP of the character might be bolstered by imprints, by other units' effects. Max HP means it's going to take her max HP and increase that. It's not going to also increase and stack with other effects like imprints or the presence of, Biblis boosting HP. It's not going to stack with that. It's only going to take her max HP into consideration and boost that by 10%. Oh, the one other question is she going to be limited? And no, they specifically say in here that her banner goes live April 1st or April 30th. And very important words here is not just starting April 30th, but is drop rate up banner. There are two kinds of RGB banners, drop rate up banner and limited rate up banner. And it's very, very specific wording. So if it says drop rate up, not limited. Otherwise, it would say limited rate up banner. So that means that once her banner is gone, you can slam her and her artifact on your wish list if you're trying to be real conservative and save. And I believe in coincidences. They happen every day, but I don't trust a coincidence. And you can't tell me that a unit that grants 30% damage sharing and that's loaded with a 40% damage sharing, and that's loaded with an artifact that reduces the damage you take from damage sharing. And all of this is happening right maybe 4 to 6 weeks before a unit that has an artifact that lets you ignore damage sharing effects is coming out. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I need to put my tinfoil hat back on again. But if this unit becomes a thing, becomes a big thing in this game, then they're just going to sell even more of this artifact. Stocks go up, right?
Yep.
And this is around the corner.
Yeah, so they always rerun the summer unit right before they show you the next summer unit that you want to pick up.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's all calculated. Like it's all calculated. They do this stuff like months in advance. So yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Just like overall though, like I know that there's I have haters out there who are praying for my downfall that I'm wrong about this one, but like I don't know, I feel pretty confident that this character is definitely a meta character.
I think the things that I noticed the most was, first of all, she's the tankiest kind of knight. Well, maybe not the tankiest kind, but she is a fucking tanky knight. It's the same stat line as Fallen Cecilia, Yulha, Albedo. I mean, these are big names in the you just can't kill them kind of world, right? Thick girl. So we take that, we combine it with the fact that she's got a built-in Arius. Built-in escort. She's got a built-in escort in her passive. Unless you seal her, built-in escort, no artifact required. And she's got a built-in Elbrus whenever somebody takes a chunk of damage. No artifact required. And
built-in cleanse also on the Elbrus.
Oh yeah, built-in cleanse on the Elbrus. No there's not even an artifact that freaking does that anymore. And she does injuries, and she penetrates, and she doesn't need any crit chance to be able to do damage, and she's an HP scaler, making it easier to build damage.
And she has built-in lifesteal.
Yeah, and she's got a lifesteal set built into her. And she grants she's got a built-in protection set when her fighting spirit goes off.
Yep, and it also
the bitch has got 3 artifacts and 2 gear sets in her kit before you put the first piece of gear on her. This is the longest text I think I've ever seen on an S1 skill in my life.
It actually is, because I've been doing this for like 4 years or so at this point, and this is the first S1 where I couldn't fit all of the text in the normal like font size they use in one slide. I had to like shrink it. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I don't know. This is like definitely like the most overloaded S1 when you put it on paper I've seen, because it's like built-in injury, built-in heal, built-in crit, right?
Yeah, guys, realize that this is her. Where is it? Where is she here? Where is she? This is similar to her. This is similar to her stat line, and I can put all of that gear score from crit chance into other shit.
Yeah. So it's just like,
also one of the biggest disadvantages that she runs into. I know, but my Albedo is not built very well. I don't think, but yeah, you know.
Green Yulha.
There you go. And this is, I mean, she's wearing freaking purple gear. It's a shitty Albedo, but this is her stat line, and she can wear a different artifact. And one of the disadvantages is that she's a green unit. It means she'll struggle into fire units. How many fire units do you see out there, right? Setsuka, sure. Maybe the occasional Aki. It's not the most common element out there, but also of all of the RGB colors to be a DPS Green Knight, when everybody in this fucking game that has started in 2026 has got this on their account.
Woo, let's go.
Yeah, so yeah, I think she might be a problem. Now, do I think she'll be meta shifting, meta shattering? I don't think so, but I think she's going to be strong. I think she's going to be like Aki level strong, right? Not meta warping, but when drafted properly and used in the right team play, she's going to run people over and just dominate and run the fight down. So yeah, I would not discount her, but I would also consider that you can wish list her. You can wish list her artifact, and we have got a pile, minimum of 7 limited units coming within the next 2 months. 3 selectable units from a custom group summon from the old summer units, and 2 new summer units. That's generally the way summer units roll through. And anybody that has been here for a summer banner, with very few exceptions, summer units have been meta defining. They have been incredibly important to the game on release. There's a handful that maybe weren't on release. They weren't it, but they eventually got there. I think Summer Break Charlotte's probably the closest one to being a flop. Typically, in their day, if you didn't have these units, it just felt like you didn't get to play the game.
Yeah, SSB, I'll say SSB was the year 1 Reign of Terror summer unit, where if you just didn't have her, like, good luck, just don't play.
Yeah, it was awful.
Better luck next year.
So consider that when you're pulling. Really make sure this unit is good, she matches your play style, that she's working the way you think she wants to work before you go in just neck deep on snoo, and prepare for the future, or prepare to not be free to play anymore. One of those two. Either's fine. You do you.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how Estelle pans out. Like I said, I think I'm more optimistic than most. I don't know. I have, like, reasonably a pretty good track record, like, historically, on this stuff. I know that everybody has been memeing on me lately because I called Nodos, like, wrong-ish. I said wrong-ish because I got, like, everything right but one thing, but that was enough for me to be, everybody to harp on it for.
When do we get playable Monopoly Man as a unit?
Yeah, Mr. Pennyworth.
Yep.
That would be my main.
right.
No, somebody pointed out in the comment section, like, they're like, you know what would be the funniest thing? Like, the Epic 7 has a chance to do the best thing ever, to make this guy the, like, part of next year's April Fool's event, where, like, he just takes revenge on all the players for how many times they've knocked off his hat with Estelle. Like, they had the chance to do something, like, truly amazing. Like, kind of how, like, the Sandbag got the revenge the one year, voiced by G-Clef. Just bring G-Clef back as the Monopoly Man and take revenge on us. I think that would be so good. It'd be such a good April Fool's joke.
Old streamer trick, guys. If you do not ping the server in Korea, the server doesn't know you're still in the game. You don't get the maintenance notice. So as long as I don't do things like looking at gear, looking at resources, checking out artifacts, looking at stuff, as long as I do stuff where I stay on my device and all your characters, all this kind of stuff is on the device. If I do something that pings the server, like try to go back to the lobby, I'll immediately ping into maintenance. So it's an old streamer trick to be able to still engage with the community during maintenance. Cool. I got no way back in, by the way.
I was gonna say, yeah, cool. Now I got nothing to look at.
Well, I got something to look at. We did a survey on what collaboration units would you like to see, and for a handful of the people, where can I get a fucking link? I know, but where can I? God damn it! I thought I had a link here. Preview.
It's all right. Your chat.
It's okay. So anyway, oh, you know what? I know where there's a link. Over on my YouTube page. Maybe I should follow myself. There we go. So for those of you who would like to, who have not gotten a chance to take this survey yet, here you go. You can choose 5. You try to choose a 6th one and it'll red out and it won't let you submit, but you can choose 5. So let me know which ones you got, but I want to hear from Baka and from Doom. If you could have a collaboration with this game, what would be your top 5 picks? And I'm happy to scroll. I'm happy to scroll when you say scroll.
I pulled up the list just so
you pulled up the list. Okay, go for it. And when you're done, when you're done, we'll go ahead and pull up the results and see what the top 10 most requested collabs are.
Zeno is saying in chat that Nier versus Lady of the Scales, like 2B versus Lady of the Scales, would be legendary because they have similar appearance. That's actually funny because I think about the first line in Nier Automata where she's like reminisces about, like, how cruel gods are, and if she'll ever have a chance to meet them face to face and kill them. So I was like, yeah, that would be a good tie-in.
I haven't even taken my own survey yet. That's tempting, but I might give that up for something else. Ooh.
Utaware Urumono is like a really out there pick. I don't know who picked that one. I feel like that's somebody put that. I'll be real with you. I really be real with you. Don Machi would actually be phenomenal. Like it would fit so well with this game.
Yep.
What characters would you want?
Don to Don would be cool too.
For Don Machi? Oh, yeah. Ryu Lion. Not even close. This is the best character. Ryu is my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's my. I think it's my 5. Don Machi, Witcher, and any chance to get freaking Triss and Yennefer in this game. Hell yeah, Chainsaw Man all day long. Konosuba, too good. Nier, just because it's fucking embarrassing. Every gacha game in the world has had a Nier collab and not us. It feels like we didn't get an invite to the party. So that's my 5 for you right there.
My 5 is Konosuba, Chainsaw Man, Mushoku Tensei, Hunter x Hunter, and Steins Gate.
Oh, ooh, Steins Gate fan. Let's go. All right.
Nice.
Mushoku Tensei season, the next season is like what, this month? Next month? It's pretty soon.
I think so.
Yeah, so.
Okay, what do you got?
I'd really want Hell's Paradise. Like that would be my number one pick for sure.
Who's your favorite from Hell's Paradise?
You're asking me names. I don't know names.
you're good. I mean, mine's.
I feel that.
Yeah, mine's Sagiri, the girl in the white, like the samurai girl, the main girl.
Mine's is the guy with one arm. Oh, I can't remember his name.
Okay. JoJo's is a big one for me. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I would pick JoJo's. Like,
the one that's not here that I would probably go for though is I'm a big fan of Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, yeah.
But I don't know how it would fit in this. Like
a friend of mine, former colleague, actually is the head on the Cyberpunk 2077 TCG that just got kickstarted. So
really?
I'm hoping that goes well for him. Yeah.
When we made this list, we purposely left off reruns, and we left off any Square game other than Nier because they just don't collab outside of their own family. And we thought about Edge Runners and Cyberpunk hard, but so much of this anime is the look of the units and the art style, and I don't know how they could translate this into Epic 7 without just kind of losing the look of this art style. And that's kind of why I left it off, because I just didn't really know how they would do it. But maybe I don't have enough faith in the art team, right?
Tristan's over here like, Square doesn't collab with anything other than Nier lately, and I'm just sitting here thinking about the biggest video game leak ever from yesterday.
Oh yeah.
So there was a huge video game leak yesterday that Tifa Lockhart is the guest character for Street Fighter 6 next season.
No way. How times have changed.
Bro, everyone was like, what did Capcom pay to get that? Like, even I lost my shit over that. I was like, no way. Is it time to pick back up Street Fighter?
What else you got though? So we got Cyberpunk and Hell's Paradise. Do you have any others?
Yeah, so for me...
Sorry, on you go. No, on you go.
Oh no, I was gonna say everybody knows mine for like a while now.
I know yours. I want to hear Box.
Yeah. No, Nier Automata, JoJo's, Hololive would be cool. So,
do you know what? I actually think a Spice and Wolf one would fit the aesthetic of this game.
Actually, you're 100% right.
I can't even go in and show it now because I logged out of the game. But there's a skin on Senya that is very inspired by Spice and Wolf. For green Senya. Yeah.
I'd quite like I don't know how they'd fit Tokyo Ghoul, but Tokyo Ghoul would be kind of good. Really enjoyed it like that. And then if I was, it would just be One Piece, or in fact probably Bleach. If they could do Bleach, it would be Bleach.
Bleach
is my big one that
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Bleach would be more appreciated by the existing community. I think with how Netflix has handled the One Piece live action, I think this would have the potential to bring in a lot more normies from the outside world that wouldn't have thought about this game otherwise.
See, I would really love Bleach also. Like that would be one of my number one ones, but I've played gacha games that collab with Bleach and they always go with like the same 4 units, right? And it drives me nuts. It's always Ichigo, Renji, Aizen, right? Like that's cool, right? But like no chance for Kenpachi.
I want
right?
Kenpachi, yeah.
Yeah, no chance for Yoruichi, right? Like not like the ones that I want to see, right? Like I'm just like, yeah, no, you have 0 chance at Matsumoto, guys. I'm telling you, like if Bleach gets a collab, it's always in order: Ichigo, Aizen, Renji, Rukia, Orihime. Then once you get those 5 out of the way, then you're allowed to talk about other characters. And I'm like, damn it, man! Like, why couldn't Kenpachi have been more of a main character?
You guys want to see what the top results are? I'm sorry, go ahead, Baka.
I was just going to say, random little side note. I was watching One Piece the other day, and do you know that way I was looking at one of the characters, Captain Smoker? I was like, I know him. And then I looked up who was playing him, and it's literally the guy that used to drive me to college, and we played rugby for.
Oh, no way. That's fucking amazing.
That's cool. That's really cool.
An actor.
Yeah,
that just caught me, but it kind of like threw me a bit for watching the rest of it because now I just see him as him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
that's badass.
Yeah, it happens, man. Like, one of my friends from like high school, a friend of mine was like, "Did you know he's like this big YouTuber now?" And I was like, "What?" And so I was like, "Oh, yeah, like yeah, he is. It's just like the same guy." So I started watching. I was like, "This man has not changed, like at all."
You got to call him up, get him to send you an autographed cigar or something.
Oh no, I tried to like reach out to him just to like, you know.
No, not you, Box friend, Box friend Smoker. Your friend's just a YouTuber. Those guys suck.
Yeah, they do.
We'll need to do that. We'll need to. Do we have a guess on who's won?
Actually, I think it would be if I had to guess with our community, I'm gonna guess Bleach.
Who do you think wins? Bach, you got to guess?
I'm going to go Hell's Paradise. Bit
Paradise.
left field. Yeah, they've just finished their newest season, so.
What do you think, Doom? Who wins?
My guess is Chainsaw Man, I think.
Yeah.
See, I thought I was an outlier wanting Chainsaw Man.
Chat, if it ends up being Hololive or Nier, I love you guys. It's not gonna be, but I think
3 years ago, Hololive would have been the best possible collab this game could have done as far as bringing people in. Fervor's died down a bit on that. It's still really good, but it ain't like it was in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah. I do think that's the biggest fumble they ever had. They got Hololive to cover Epic 7, and they just like, yeah, just download the game and play it. And I was like, why would you not give them like a master account with like infinite roles? Like, why would you not do, like, what is wrong with you? Like, why would you just be like, yeah, just download the game and give them no instructions with like just a generic starter account? I was like, this is the most eyeballs your game will ever have on it. Why would you not hook them up with a dev account? You're insane. Yeah, the Crony incident. Yeah, exactly. Crony was totally lost. She was like, well, my friend's in a guild and he's like DMing me stuff, but like I have no idea what I'm doing. So yeah, it was kind of a disaster.
Yeah. Okay, here's your results, guys. Wrong button. Also wrong button.
Watch it be JJK. I'll be so disappointed if it's JJK. All right. Here we go.
There you go.
Ooh. I can't read that.
Dark mode's a bitch, ain't it? JJK with 32.4% of the votes. Nobody else was even close. Well, Bleach at 28%. So our top 5 are JJK, Bleach, Fate, literally any of the Fates. After that, I think
Automata.
It looks like Eminence and Shadow and Nier are almost tied. Nier's got Eminence by less than 1%.
JJK, man, that makes me so sad.
People love JJK.
Chat, I thought so highly of you. Like I love this community. I think so highly of you guys. I think you're like the best community in gaming, and you disappointed me by picking the most mid show to ever mid. Like the only show that's more mid is Demon Slayer.
How'd Demon Slayer do?
16.7%. Damn. I need to show you guys what peak is, bro. I mean, you guys have been brainwashed by that Studio Mappa animation, dude.
Hell's Paradise was pretty low down.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did Don Machi only get friggin' 58% of the votes? 1,500 people voted, and only 91 of you effers picked Don Machi? What's wrong with you guys?
CZN got 10.7%. That's the easiest layup ever. Like that's has to be a given at some point. Like there are other there's no way they don't collab with themselves in it at some point. That just makes no sense. Especially when there are characters from E7 already in CZN.
Yep.
Like that's just a given.
Chainsaw Man did remarkably good at 14%. I'm happy about that.
Chainsaw Man is relatively recent, and the movie was relatively recent, and it was really well received. So I was expecting it to be higher, honestly.
Me too. I mean, I don't dislike Chainsaw Man. Like I actually really like Chainsaw Man. I dislike Makima, but that's for another time.
I've hated Makima since I started the manga.
Same.
At first scene that I saw Makima, I immediately hated her.
Yup. All right. But my man, all right, me and Doom are gonna get along great.
Ain't no way you nasty bastards voted Fairy Tale over JoJo's.
Well, you have to understand, like JoJo's
over Mushoku Tensei. Shit, Fairy Tale.
All right, well, you have to understand the power of Urza Scarlet. See, someone even said it in the chat. Urza, you have to understand. Urza Scarlet is like legitimately one of the coolest.
I forgot which head people were voting with. That's my bad. That's on me.
Almost everyone who voted for Fairy Tale is not doing it because they want Natsu. They just do it because they think Urza Scarlet is her.
Yeah, I dropped Fairy Tale after like 50 episodes. I think wasn't for me.
Yeah, I was very glad to see this one got practically no votes.
Yeah. Monica Magico, that's cool that there's a couple people out there who really want it.
Wait, how many people voted for EOS? Wow, 105 people wanted EOS.
Persona, yeah. For every game Persona's ever collabed with is just EOS, like right after.
Like all but one, right? I think Grand Blue actually survived Persona. Was it Grand Blue?
K-pop Demon Hunters. It might have been. I mean,
if you count it, Wuwa did a Persona collab technically.
And they damn near died. They clawed and scraped their way back. They were like on the edge there for a while.
They did the Persona collab recently, like 2 months ago. But it was like, it was a skin for a bike. It wasn't really like a big and a couple of the soundtrack songs or something.
All right, I think.
And don't freak out about this one down here, Sue. This is I deleted this option because I realized I had it in there twice. So these two votes. Nier didn't get hated. I put Nier up here, and that two people voted for that one before I deleted it. I think one of those was Sue.
I haven't played Nier Automata, but Nier Replicant's my favorite game.
Oh, Kaine, let's go.
Solo leveling did really well.
Yeah, it's popular. I think it's so funny that 10.5% voted for High School DxD. I know what kind of people you are. I just can't prove it. I know what kind of people you are. I just can't prove it. Okay. Evangelion getting 99 votes is that's good for I'm happy.
I like Evangelion.
Yeah, Evangelion.
I like it a lot. Anime. Okay, I'll post these results, but it's later on. I'll put them in a YouTube post, and I will forward this up to Epic 7. I'll make sure that they see it. It doesn't really guide their hand. There's a lot that's involved in a collaboration. I mean, the word literally means the two parties working together, so it's not like they can just roll up, with the exception of Nier, and say, "Hey, we want to collab," and they're like, "Bet, done." Arrangements have to be made. They have to want to hitch their wagon to our horse, and the timing has to be right, and no better offers have to be on the table, and they have to like what we're doing. There's a lot. It is not easy. If it was easy, they'd do them all the time because nothing brings more players and money in. Not a limited banner, not a dash event. Nothing brings more people to the table like a collaboration.
Speaking of which, I had heard through the grapevine, because my community kept telling me while I was playing ER the other week, that apparently the director said something about ER's getting a collab for their 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, well, we don't know that's for the 1 year anniversary, but that's the best guess. We don't know at all what the collab is, but at the last EWC, which is like their like big yearly tournament or whatever, they did like a little after show, and he said like, yeah, they're gonna do a collab this year. But that's the only info we know about it, is that there's a collab and it's this year. It makes sense if it's the anniversary, but
Dude, I'll die if it's near Automata.
We do know it's not Nier.
Cyberpunk.
We know it's not Cyberpunk, and we know it's not Nier because one of the community managers told us, and that is it.
And then that community manager got told to shut the hell up. You signed a NDA.
Well, he didn't tell us what it is, unfortunately. He wouldn't reveal. But
usually even saying what it is and will get you like a talking to, so that's crazy that you got even that much out of him.
The main Cord, he did it in a separate Discord that it's like an RTA Discord, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, my wallet is safe because it's not
for now.
For
now, if it was an ER unit you could pull across to E7. Do you know what it would be? Would it be Rosa?
I mean, I just like Rosa just because it's largely because I just thought her aesthetic was cool. I just thought her aesthetic was cool, and again, I'm a big fan of her VA. I think if I could, let's see, what would I want to pull over? Like, there's just some really cool units. Like we were talking about Holden earlier. Holden's a really sick unit. I don't think I'd want Doki Doki. Like I hated that unit even back then.
Yeah,
I was just like,
she's stronger now. Don't worry. She got buffed twice.
Wonderful. Let's see. What would be a cool thing? Who would be like of all the characters?
Wait, Adept, you're awake.
Yelly.
You're in. Adept, what are you doing over here? What are you doing awake?
The redhead with a hula hoop. What was her name again?
Turandot.
Turandot. Yeah.
I mean, redheads.
Because she got an awakening.
I'm just trying to.
Which is like, the specialty changes in this game. Yeah, she got one of those, basically.
Yeah. I think Tristen would like Familia. If you like redheads.
Probably.
Who was the cool character I pulled on stream the other day that like chat was like flipping out that I pulled? And I was like, oh, this character seems cool. Is it this one? Is it Familia? Is that the one? I guess that is the one.
Pink hair girl with a gun? Yeah, that's Familia.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this character. I was like, this character is dope.
she's like shooting healer.
I noticed. I read the kit. I was like, why is this character like heal and then deal damage based on like how much we heal? Why?
She does damage based on how many debuffs you cleanse, and she cleanses every debuff on your team.
Damn, I did good. I'm looking at this now. I looked at the tier list. I'm looking at it on Pride, which it's probably not accurate at all. But like, I pulled some of these characters that are super up there.
If they put Fia in S tier, then that part's true. But I have looked at the Pridewind tier list. It's like how would I describe it? It's like they put a unit in S tier when it is S tier, and then they never change it. Like they put a unit when it initially releases, and that's its spot on the tier list.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to tell me, man. Like I don't like.
I'm good.
Tier list for Nikkei, and I super don't like their cast.
Oh, Assault's my favorite design.
I'm good. I'm ready.
Which one?
Collab away, baby.
ASAL.
She's sick. This is my first time seeing this character. This character is actually dope looking. What the hell? Yeah, I would take that character. But yeah, I'm looking at this stuff here. Like I pulled Xuan Shi, I pulled Xuan Li. While I was playing, we pulled who is this person?
Very good.
We pulled a Palin, and then I pulled Fia.
You pulled Palin and Fia. Man, I hate those units.
I read Palin, like they gave me a free skin for coming back and getting her, and I was like, oh, what does she do? And then I read her and I was like, wait, this is just build your own Bossarunka.
Yeah. The thing is that's the reason why we gave Bossarunka C tier, is because
actually it makes sense because Palin is just like, why play Bossarunka? Well, we could just make whatever we want be Bossarunka.
Yeah, because in ER you can just put it on a unit with counter set that does a ton of damage, or you can put it on like a healer, and they have to hit your healer and do no damage to it. Like you can.
Wow.
Like,
yeah. No. Okay. That makes perfect sense because like I read that unit one time. I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah,
Like this is dumb to tell.
Because the thing is, well, she's actually meta right now because she got mega buffed. But before her buff, she was bad in ER, and so like that's part of the reason why we rated Bossarinka so lowly. Although I will say, we gave Bossarinka C tier. My highest win rate against any unit in RTA is against Bossarinka. I have a 75% win rate against her.
All right. What if I told you?
It's because of bad players. I know it's because of bad players.
Well, okay. So there's some truth that. What if I told you that like both Imperial Elnav and Bossarinka have losing win rates amongst the player base? Like not a high rank. At high rank, they're like 53 to 55%, which is actually still not great because it's like 60%. At the high end, because like most of the top tier players have like 70% win rate. So 60% for a 70% average is kind of not it. But like both Imperial Elnav and Boss have like a 47.5 to 48% win rate.
Yeah.
Right? So people always tell me like, oh, these characters are like so OP, man. Turn 2 so OP. And yes, I know we're favoring turn 2 right now, but that's largely because of Scales and Biblis. It ain't because of Boss and Imperial Elnav.
Yeah. Biblis is scary. I hate that unit. That unit I have a crazy win rate with, and I lose a lot against.
Oh, dude, she's super broken. I think she's top 3 right now. She's super busted.
But Bossarinka, like I said, I have like a 75% win rate against Bossarinka right now, I think. Which is like, would be lower, obviously, if I was playing against better players, I think, like who drafted more properly around Bossarinka and took advantage of what she does, but... but yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny.
This is funny. Check this out, Sue. So somebody sent me this. They got into the Mystic Summon banner right before the game went into maintenance, and the placeholder for Salome wasn't up yet. So look, the new hero Salome right there.
That's actually super funny. Knowing that is, that's really funny. Somebody in chat said,
it was the placeholder.
If a hero is good or bad. Think about it this way, Fallen. It's a really simple, right? 50% is dead even, right? If you're higher than 50%, it means you win more than you lose. If you're 48% win rate, it means you lose more than you win. Now, if you're losing more than you're winning, can you really say that character is OP? Right?
Yeah. The only like argument against like the win rate thing explicitly is characters that get picked a ton tend to trend towards lower win rates. Like if you pick a character and won a lot, they'll trend towards a lower win rate because they get picked in so many games, and people will learn how to draft against them even when they're incredibly strong. And more people are picking them, which means more bad players are also picking them and can lose a lot with them.
That's why I said it's about when you consider the whole player base, right? Zio is notoriously that one, right? Like Zio is a character that notoriously has a terrible win rate because everyone's like, oh, going first is the most broken thing. I take Zio, I always go first, not realizing that he has like a million counters. Yeah, but like look at Bossarinka's win rate. Like Trista has it there on the screen. Like, yeah, she's played in 2/3 of games. But which is obviously like one of the reasons why. But if you look at some of the other stuff, like look at Diane above it. Look at Diane above. Like Diane is 53, right? Nurse Yulha is 51. Like these characters with similar pick ban rates.
Biblis is also artificially inflated because the first week of a unit's banner, a lot of people will first pick the unit and then they won't have it banned out from under them because people want to see, how can I beat this unit? How can I fight into this unit? And a lot of times, like when a unit should have been freaking post-banned, they wind up getting left in for test week. So you usually see a kind of a test week bump early on. So you really can't trust new unit stuff until, a couple of weeks in. I think this will mellow out probably closer to the 52-53 range when it's done, but because this is like needs emergency nerf level broken if these numbers stayed and were consistent.
I think a similar thing happens in Ethereum a lot of the times. Like first week, like you don't ban the new unit because it's the new unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat is also asking, what win rate makes a hero better than most? Usually, if a character is trending around 53% or better amongst the player base, they're probably pretty strong.
Yeah, 53%'s broken in my opinion. But like, look at Zeo. Does this mean Zeo's bad? No, it just means right now Cleave is very difficult, and there's a lot of counters to Zeo. If he's played right, you win. But if he is not played right, there's no coming back from it. With turn 2, with tank down, with standard, you can usually like make a mistake or 3 and still come back from it. With Cleave, you do it right or you're dead. And if you get backed into a corner with Zeo, there's no way out of it. So yeah. When he's done right, he wins the fight. But, if something doesn't go quite your way, that S3 doesn't push back the unit to push up your other units, things can go wrong.
Yeah, so for a turn 1 character,
this unit right here is, I think, why Zeo is really low, by the way.
Yeah, I give more lenience to faster characters, by the way, usually. So, like, I consider, like, 49% or, like, 48.5% be all right for a faster character as a win rate, because most people want to play fast, but unfortunately, fast is a very fragile, like, precise play style. It's almost like I think the way Light put it was it's like a privileged, like, rich man's play style, because you have to have you have to have all the units, you got to have the really good gear, you got to know exactly what you're doing, right? Everything has to go perfectly for the turn 1 play style to work out, and that's just not going to be the case. Like, not everyone can have the perfect setup and have the fastest speed gear and all that, right? So you usually see turn 1 characters generally trend towards lower win rate, right? Because they're just like, everything has to work right. They're just not as consistent. Like
there's no plan where you're going to tell me Tactical Archetype Collie's not a good unit, even though her win rate's not that good. It's just she's played into a style that's struggling right now. 5 weeks ago, that style ruled the game. You couldn't play the game if you didn't cleave, but now the scales are shifting, and that happens all the time in this game. Is what was bad one season is suddenly good another. You have Golden Boys one season, you have Rem Violet another season, you have cleave meta, aggro metas, and right now I think aggro is probably the hardest way to play, followed maybe by cleave, and I think turn 2 is probably the easiest to play, followed by standard. I think only full tank down is probably the only thing that's in more of a shitter than aggro right now.
You said a lot of words there, but like, I always thought tank down and turn 2 are like the same thing, but whatever. I consider standard, like, I come from card games. Standard to me is like mid-range, right? It plays all styles.
Yeah, well, I think of standard as every style. Like, you flex based on.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's mid range. Mid range just flexes everything. It's weird because standard in this game, I don't know who started it. I don't know who dubbed it, but people are like, "Oh, standard means that you just play turn 2," and I'm like, "No, turn 2 means you play turn 2. Standard is I literally flex."
Oh, like in ER, standard is flex.
Yeah, and like, in this game they'll call it like aggro pivot, and I'm like, no. It's just mid-range, dude. Like, it's just standard mid-range.
Most of the RTA heads that I've talked to say standard is working based on the standard role-playing game archetype. You got a damage dealer, you got a support unit, and you've got a healer. You got your fighter, your mage, your thief, and your cleric, right? You got your standard archetype units. Everybody has a role. This person keeps the team alive. This person does the damage, and these two people facilitate and move things forward. And you got your tank, you got your hammer, your anvil, and your healer, and that's always kind of been the way of it. And it's the most versatile play style. You can play a faster, higher tempo standard that starts to edge into the world of aggro. You can fight a slower version of standard that starts to edge into tank down. Whereas tank down or turn 2, you're playing 2 soul weavers and 3 knights. That's pretty fucking far from standard, but we all know what you're doing, right? You're tanking down.
Yeah.
You could play 1 damage dealer and 3 facilitating units, and you hide that damage dealer on third pick band protection, and now you're cleaving. That's pretty fucking far from standard. So that's how it was always explained to me.
I got you. It is a little bit like, and that's the way that you are talking about. That's how most of the community reacts to it. But like, I've always found it, me personally, weird, because it's like, cleave to me is just combo. Like it's just combo kill. But like I know that cleave is a term that exists in Summoner's War, in Etheria, in E7, so I just let it be. But like underneath that, it's just aggro is just rushing them down. Like it's not an insta kill like cleave, but you're just applying so much pressure early that you probably win the game if your opponent can't stabilize. Then you have standard, which is just flex does everything. You have control, which is just you don't let your opponent ever take a game action. It doesn't matter what the speed is. And then you just have tank down.
Yeah, I had a really cool chart on this once upon a time, right? The cleave. Everybody knows what cleave is. You go first. The enemy doesn't even take a turn, and you wreck the enemy before they take a turn. You if you launch your cleave, and if it's not countered, the enemy dies. Most of your cleave opener units are in the 300 to 320 speed range. It is a very, very high gear intensive, fragile turn order, easy to disrupt style that wrecks things if you play it right. Then you got aggro. Aggro is less about eliminating the enemy all at once and more about using bridge units and controlling the tempo of the fight. This unit does a thing that facilitates this unit. Like Zio is an opener, but he can also soul burn, which can allow bridge units like DN, or he can S1 that allows bridge units like Afternoon Soak Flan to CR push up to jump ahead of units that are slower, to be able to leapfrog over your enemy's units to keep your opponent thinking they maybe have a chance, but they're always rock back on their heels. You're probably not wiping them all with one unit destroying people like Commander Pavel, but you're systematically taking them apart, maybe with lots of single target attacks, maybe doing things to bridge your Aki up so you can soul burn their team apart. But it's just running the tempo down, and it's more about bridges and turn order and unit synergy to create situations where your opponent never gets a chance to come back from it. We've already discussed standard. Then you got turn 2, which is kind of on the slower side, almost like opposite of aggro, where you're going second, thus the name turn 2. You're not going first, but you are picking your stuff so that you can weather the storm, so you can react to the enemy. You're using units like Monarch of the Sword of Saria. You're using units like Elena. Wow. Units that are going to allow you to regain control of the fight after the enemy's done, and then start to beat them down because of the picks you've done. And then there's full ass tank down, which is basically the coin opposite of cleave. Full ass tank down is you're not playing to flip the script. You're not playing to sneak a DPS unit through. You're playing to run the frenzy timer town and just drag them down to your level and beat them with boredom. You're running 3 knights and 2 soul weavers. You're running Ruel, Maid Chloe, and fucking Yulha. Yes, right. The whole way you win is death of 1,000 cuts, 5 nights at Freddy's, really slow comps that eventually is like, you know what? Anybody does a fuck ton of damage at Frenzy 10.
Okay.
And then outside of the speed spectrum, there's your funny styles, right? There's the control, there's the casino meta, the things that don't really exist anymore.
Okay, but this is why I was saying that I really like to bring it all the way back. Like why I like Estelle, because Estelle is basically, I feel like the designers acknowledging that like we need to start designing mitigation nights that actually like get the game over with, because ain't nobody got time to sit here for 10 plus minutes until it gets to Frenzy 7. And that's how it's felt like for a lot of tanks in this game forever.
I will say the one thing that I kind of miss from ER in this game is like a full CC playstyle.
Yeah,
control.
There's no like real control playstyle in this game.
About the only thing that
you-
exists is Witch of the Mere Tenebria. She's a control unit all in of herself.
Yeah.
But there's so many cleanses and answers
like,
to it. It doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah.
It used to be my
the reason-
favorite.
Yeah, it basically, they kind of screwed it, because what they did is they introduced Angel of Light Angelica back in like 2021, give or take. And AOL was just this completely backbreaking control character that you couldn't CC. It was just hard to deal with. And so
That
people were like,
freaking
cool,
devil.
I can't press buttons. I can't play the game. This sucks. So then they buffed Mediator Kowarik, right, which you may have gotten from some of your free stuff, right? And they basically just made it so that he was a cleanser that was just straight up immune to debuffs, and you didn't have to build any sort of CC whatsoever. He also just happens to be like the highest HP character in the game and gives good tempo and strips and barriers and everything. And he naturally already had that when they gave him the cleanse. And so what happened is Mediator became like the de facto first pick character, because it's like if you have him, the opponent can never control you, right? The strip can never play control. And his sheer existence just made it so that control is just not a playable thing anymore. And to get around that, what the devs did is they started to design control characters like Lua and Naqual that could reset the Mediator Coeric so he couldn't cleanse, and then you could get a foothold with control that way. And then the community hated playing against these fast characters that didn't let you press buttons again. So they were like, fine, we'll just make Laya, who's the limited character that, you know, has the guitar. And she's just Mediator Coeric, but also you can't reset my stuff. And so then they were like, well, how do we design control characters in the game anymore? Because the cleansers just completely, you know, ignore all the control comps. And that's how we get to like the stuff that we have now, like Witch, where it's just like, fine, it strips and it debuffs and you can't do shit about it.
For those of you who are rattling off things like Slagbear Cigarette and Silverblade Aramintha, these are units that do have control to them, but they are not consistent enough control to really be a control comp. A control comp is you locking down your opponent and they never get a chance to do shit. You can kind of do that with Witch, but most of these are tools for aggro and tools for turn 2. They're tools for stalling out a fight, making your enemy lose turns so you can regain control and beat them down with the rest of your team. They're not true control, which is your opponent never gets to do shit the entire time. They're constantly stunned. That you can sometimes see with a very, very lucky Abyssal Crown Harsetti, but really the only unit that kind of does that effectively anymore is Witch.
Yeah, exactly. See, back in the day, like in season 1, like Red Tenebria was like the de facto control character because she could just sleep lock teams, and then you would have like Basar. You would have Basar you'd have Basar and Abyssal Crown where we make sure that you can't get buffs. We give you the buff block, right? And then we just try to basically cycle the sleep with Tenebria, because you may have noticed her S1 gives 50% CR if it sleeps somebody or hits somebody who's already slept. And you just basically sleep lock them. It's kind of like in ER. What was the girl
the green Kazuya?
Kazuya. Yeah, Kazuya the Reverie. That Kazuya the Reverie is basically just what Tenebria was in the early days of E7's like RTA meta, and like people hated playing against that like Tenebria. I honestly thought people who played like counter set Tenebria back in the day was just genius, because it was like, oh, it's not that fast. And then you hit it and you get slept and it's like, oh no. Like it counter slept me. And then it just starts a whole chain reaction of you getting controlled. And you're like, no, please God, no.
I mean, to be fair, I guess like we did say that like control doesn't seem like as much of a playstyle in this game, but I guess ER is also kind of moving away from control, it feels like. With like the cleanser, they've been buffing a lot of cleansers and nerfing a lot of the CC units. So hard CC isn't as much of a play style unless they just don't pick any cleansers.
I think part of that was because of in one of the world championships for ER, there was a match where a player never got to press a button for the whole game. And that was him out the tournament.
I think the newer a game is, the easier control is to pull off, but the broader depth of units, it's like one of the easiest ones to counter once you got a large pool of units. There's always somebody that Fs with it or some artifact that Fs with it.
I know it's a super frustrating playstyle, but like it is actually legitimately one of my favorite playstyles. Like I remember this is like 2.5 years ago at this point. I think it's the last time I've actually been able to try control, but I would be that guy that sometimes would be like against cleave players. I would just lock like a Sage Ball, and I would just try to they try to cleave me, and I just cut with Sage, and I just try to hard CC lock them the whole game so they just didn't get a turn. Like those games are always so fun for me to be like, how can I keep the lock going? But I recognize that they're super unfun to be on the receiving end of.
I don't know. For me, I've heard people say that, but I don't know. I've never felt like worse losing to CC than I feel losing to cleave or losing to tank down Like I don't know. When I lose, I lose. I feel like I got outdrafted. And when I win because I feel like I outdrafted. Like to me, like the draft is the most important part. So I guess it doesn't matter to me how my opponent beats me. It's more how did I get beat in the draft.
See that's fair. I mean, I feel very much the same way. The only like difference is like for me, Cleave is I don't like Cleave that much, but that's just because I fundamentally in my brain view a game as like between two players, and Cleave is just over instantaneously, and I didn't get to do anything, so it doesn't feel like much of a game. But I think that's just all in my head because really the draft is the game when you think about it. So like it's like we kind of already did play. Now it's just do I roll well and do I make the correct decision at the time?
Okay, guys. I think we need to start wrapping it up here because I just noticed the sun has now started to touch the top of Bach's hat there. It's got to be what, like almost 7 in the freaking morning for you? What a Chad staying up the whole night with us.
Bach is a you though.
Yeah. But before we kind of wrap things up, because we just go about like 40 minutes over because you won't stop being interesting.
You guys are great.
You guys have rolled into this community like a juggernaut, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate having you guys here in the fresh perspective. You're bringing everything, but one of the other things you're bringing to us is a new event coming up soon. Anything you want to plug or tell the community about?
You want to do it, Tim?
Sure. So it's not like fully set in stone, but it's looking like May 2nd or May 3rd. We're trying to do a tournament for new players, like people that made their account like during the new era update. And we do plan on having Vic cast it.
Good choice.
Yep. So we're just gonna see, how new players can go in RTA, like in a more serious tournament, I guess. Like how quickly can players really adapt to it? We have a lot of the ER players who are trying E7 in it, and then we're hopefully going to get a few more players to get up to like 16 at least.
Oh man, that looks really, really sick. SG sponsored Skystate. We should, you know what?
I've been in direct communication with Smogate. He is communicating with the Skystones, maybe for the participants. No promises yet, but we're also working on gifts for communities and viewers as well. Again, nothing's promised. Got to get it approved, but fingers crossed. Should be able to get something to make it a little bit fun and more engaging. But mostly just be there for Vic's commentating, for the Ethereum players views on the game, and also to shout out and support the new players and bring something fun to this community. I love stuff like this. And hey, if you're like, oh, but I just missed it, I'm a return, I haven't make an account, you got like a couple of weeks, bang one out and jump in the tournament. But once we have more details, once we have the sign up site and all the details on it, I will make a video promoting it and giving links and all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, people are asking in chat, is it only for totally new players, or can I make a new alt for it? And I'm pretty sure you probably can make a new alt for it, right? Like, I don't know how you guys are on it.
Yeah, I mean, guys, space is going to be limited. They're not going to let 500 people sign up for this thing, okay? They'll shut the door down at a certain point to just make it doable in a stream and not a 4-week-long process, I'm sure. Yeah. Unless you guys are down to make it a huge-ass series, that's your call.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we're looking for 16 players probably, because I think that's like a good number to get it done in like 1 to 2 streams.
Sure,
like over a weekend.
That sounds like a plan. The other question is, do I need Commander Lorena for this tournament? The answer is yes.
Of course, you always need Commander Lorena.
But if you made an account like right now, like that's fine. But it just has to be an account that was made after the new era update started, basically.
Yep.
The other thing is to say, though, if we do this one and it goes well, there's nothing to say that we couldn't do another one in a month's time with people that created accounts round about the same time. Just see how it goes. I'd be happy to do that if it's received well. But I just wanted to say as well, thank you, Tristen, for all the help you've had with you've done with that. It's been a great help. So
you guys are the bomb. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Once again, for the people in chat who have not already done so, check the title of the stream, both YouTube and Twitch. There are clickable links in there that will take you to Bach and Doom's YouTube page and Twitch page. Give them a follow, drop them a sub. Don't miss out on the tournament. Be there when it goes live. Follow these guys, great creators, and a boon to the community. I'm so blessed to have you guys on the stream and glad to have you guys a part of our game. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of all of this insanity. And Sue too. Sue's pretty cool.
I really appreciate you inviting us on. You know, I mean, everyone in E7 has been super like welcoming to the community. Everyone's been super helpful as well. So I really appreciate it.
Thanks. Just want to echo what Doom said. The community as a whole and the content creators have been super nice. So it's been a joy to come across and play some.
Yeah. Now you guys have been fantastic. I had so much fun with this podcast.
It was a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Remember, if you guys, you should follow Sue too. Not even just blowing smoke here. We're in a turn 2 meta, and who better to teach you turn 2 than Turn Sue? It's a Turn Sue meta. It is. It's a Turn Sue meta.
Oh yeah. If you are new, by the way, I should also say. I guess I'll plug it. I put up a new player guide, a compendium for new players who are just starting out. Like, so if you're still having trouble getting your bearings, I put up a 71-minute video, like filled with to the brim with everything in it. So yeah, go check that one out over on my YouTube channel.
Okay. Nobody's streaming Epic 7 right now. Surprise, surprise. And the creators I'm following are all kind of in a, E7 maintenance waiting room doing their own thing. Is there anybody that Doom, you or Bach would like me to promote or send all these lovely people over, drop a bomb on them?
I got nobody on right now. A little too late, I think.
Looking to see who I got.
Neither do I.
I just see Kana. That's it.
Yeah, I got Kana.
Hey, you know what? Hey, actually, you know what? We should send him over to Kana. I just looked at his title. It's his birthday, apparently.
Oh shit! Yeah, let's all. Kana's playing some Zenless Zone Zero. Super cool and funny guy. I miss him desperately. He was an E7 creator for a long time. He's over playing Zenless Zone Zero now. Go wish Kana happy birthday. I'm pretty sure he is 47 years old today. So make sure you tell him happy 47th birthday. He's got those Asian genes, so he looks really young, but really definitely 47 years old. All right, guys. Thank you all for being here. I look forward to seeing you. I will be live tomorrow pulling for my salami. It will not be in 4 hours because I need to get some sleep. I need to check out that Sirmia that lives behind my eyelids. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Be good or be good at it. Take care, everybody.
All right, later, guys.
Have a good one.
Okay, we are